Yeah, so today we are fortunate and honored to have the presence of Dr. K.N. Subramanya, who is the principal and professor at RV College of Engineering, Bangalore. Dr. Subramanyam needs no introduction. He is a highly accomplished, a big round of applause for him. Please. May we please call upon Dr. Subramanya to, come to the dais. Yes. Prabhuji, if you could honor him with a small token of appreciation from our side. So Prabhuji will offer a garland. This garland is offered to the deities, so it has a special meaning attached to it. As Prabhuji Sundar Roopsham Prabhuji can offer. Yeah. As the tradition of Karnataka goes, this is a small token from our side, sir. Please accept it. Shri Radha Vinod ji ki jai. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dr. Subramanyam is a highly accomplished academician, researcher, and administrator with over 34 years of experience in teaching, research, and institutional leaderships. He holds multiple advanced degrees, including a PhD in supply chain management, an MTech in industrial management, and an MBA in HR. He has also completed a leadership program from IISc and Harvard. Throughout his career at RVCE, he has held key positions such as the Director of Administration, Vice Principal, and Head of Institutional Engineering. Dr. Subramanyam has published over 150 research papers and guided numerous UG, PG, and PhD scholars, and he even holds 2 patents to himself. One of them is about a solar hybrid refrigeration system. He is actively involved in national education policy, the recent NEP, serving on panels for AICTE, UGC, NAC, NBA, and the like. And he is also currently the Vice President of Indian Society for Quality. Please welcome Dr. Subramanyam. Thank you so much for your presence here, sir. Thank you. Thank you. We also have 2 other speakers. I'd like to give a brief introduction about the 2 other speakers today. The next speaker for today is Mr. Harish PK. He's going to give a career outlook and prospects during high school and PUC, because I am assuming most of us are in that age group today. Just show of hands, how many of us are from 10th and 12th here? Oh, that's a good number. So this is the right forum for you to be present, where Mr. Harish is going to guide you through what lies ahead of you. So Mr. Harish is the founder and CEO of Arjuna Academy. He holds a degree in BTech ECE from NITK. He is an MTech holder by Research VLSI in NITK. He has mentored and trained over 3,000 students for IIT JEE NEET in the last 10 plus years. He regularly presents seminars at all these prestigious institutions like NIT, IITs, IISCs, RVCE, PES University, RNSIT on career guidance, personality, and character development. He is also very deeply rooted in the spiritual knowledge. He not only has founded the Arjuna Academy, he also holds a US patent for his innovation in temperature sensors. So another patent holder amongst us today. Please give a big round of applause for Mr. Harish PK. The last speaker for today is, please, let's honor Mr. Harish. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. The next speaker for today is an innovator. So we have a variety of speakers today. Mr. Ganesh Pai, he is a well-known innovation leader with over 2 decades of experience in automobile R&D sector. He currently drives the innovation initiatives and startup collaborations at Mercedes-Benz Research and Development India. He is again a holder of patents to his credit and has worked in various countries, including Germany and Japan. He is the founder of a social initiative called In Academy, which focuses in development of youth as future leaders and innovators. He's also a mentor of change in Atal Innovation Mission, Niti Aayog, etc. He's also a speaker in prestigious forums like NASSCOM, Intrapreneurship Conclave, etc. So we are very pleased to have Mr. Ganesh Pai among us. If you don't mind, sir, if you could please come onto the dais. And may I request Prabhuji to offer the garland. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So with a brief introduction of today's speakers, I'll just give an overview of how the program will be structured. We will start with what is beginning, which is basically, the career outlook and prospects after 10th and after PUC. We will then continue with a lecture and insights by Dr. Subramaniam. And then we will have a break, depending upon how the time is. We will have a break at about half time, which is 1.5 hours from now. And followed by, another round of speaking and insightful thoughts from our speakers. In between, we will also have some activity because this session is not a monologue. This is a workshop, as we call it. It is called Career Compass. It's a workshop. Please participate actively because we're going to have some activities also for you. Just some rules. Please keep your mobiles on silent mode or airplane mode, if you don't mind. And if you have questions, of course, there will be a lot of questions. So please reserve your questions for the end of the session. We will definitely have a Q&A at the end of it. The reason why we ask you to keep the Q&A to the end is because it's possible that some of your questions might get answered through the course of the program. So please reserve your questions to the end, and we will try to answer as many of them as possible. Okay. So in between, like I said, there is going to be a break at halftime, during which time you will be served with some snacks. And at the end of the session, there is also lunch prasadam arranged for everybody. So please, please, please stay till the end. Honor the prasadam before you exit this temple today. Thank you very much. And I will hand it over to, and may I actually request Prabhuji to grace the speakers of the dais. Harish Prabhu, you may want to stay back, yeah. So we will start today's session with a note on career outlook and prospects during high school and PUC by Mr. Harish. So over to you, Harish.
Hare Krishna, thank you. So good afternoon, everyone. Hare Krishna. So we'll just begin with a small exercise. How many of you have planned for some holiday trip or movie, etc.? Please raise your hand. Anytime? Yes. Okay, I want some answers. How many things do we look at when we, let's say, plan a holiday trip? What all do we look at? Yes. Some answers?
A nice view or expenses.
First, you look at the location, new, nice view, etc. Anything else?
Food.
Very good. He's very honest and prompt. Anything else?
Hotel booking.
Hotel booking. And parents will obviously look at the budget because, yes, hotel.
Prabhu, if I go there, will I be happy, comfortable?
You also look at comfort, reviews, etc. Right? You look at plenty of things before you book, plan a holiday trip, or even a movie for that matter. You look at how are the ratings, you look at teasers, so many things we do just for 3 hours of entertainment, right? Or 1 or 2 days of nice time. But career is something more serious than that. Do we all agree? Yes. So can that have no planning at all? No. It needs considerable amount of planning, right? So that is why we are here today. We will try to throw some light. Of course, knowledge is like an ocean. Uh, there's continuous learning going on. We are also learners while we are teachers for you, right? So whatever is our experience, we'll try to share that with you. Okay? So can we move on to the, you have the point. Next. So what is the purpose of a good career? So imagine you love your work. Very often not so, right? What is the proof? Whenever Sunday night dawns, what do we say? Alas, tomorrow is Monday. Okay. So all of us want to love our work, right? So what is the purpose of a good career? You have to be excited doing the activity, right? Uh, it's going to be 90% monotonous, 10% something new. Any career you see, it's not going to be 100% every day you'll step in new challenges, right? But there needs to be a lot of love towards it. That's what will keep you going. Imagine you love your work. Of course, you're also earning decent, respectable, good, right? And you're also contributing actively to the society. And you're socially respected. Don't you think all this will attribute to a good career, right? So this is the purpose why we need to have a good career. Finally, we need to have that fulfillment, right? So I'll just go into this slide. How do you choose an ideal career? Most of our discussion will be on this slide mainly. So this is a Venn diagram we have written, right? There are some factors that we need to consider while making a decision about our career, right? And what is the first thing mentioned there? Passion and skills. So we'll talk a little bit about this. Passion. Maybe I'll go to the next slide. What is passion? That will help us to understand. Can you all let me know, do you have only one passion or do you have a lot of things as passion? Many things? Yes? You can have multiple passions. Can some of you list what are passions that you have? At least 2 or 3. Somebody who has not spoken up. Anirudh, you want to try?
Art, science, something among those.
Okay, science. That's the only passion?
No, it's creativity, science,
Okay, no other thing?
problem
Playing
solving.
football, playing some other game,
Yes,
sports.
yes.
That's also part of your passion,
Definitely, yes.
right? So you have multiple passions, right? And what can happen? Passion can change over time, right? When you were a small kid, you may have had a different passion. As you grew up, your passion could change, right? And it's a journey. With more experiences, you start developing new passion. You start developing something that, okay, this is far better than what I thought previously, right? So this is something to do with what? Passion. So the first point that we spoke of is passion. There are many passions that one may have, but keeping all other things in consideration, one could decide which of these passions can become his or her career. Right? What are the other parameters? Passion. Somebody may say, I'm very passionate about computer science. Right? Most often when I ask students, right, over the last decade when we ask students during their enrollment for the JEE NEET program, we ask them naturally, what do you want to become? They say, I want to be a software engineer. Then we probe and ask, why do you want to be a software engineer? Most of the times I don't get a satisfactory answer except for chennag duddu baratte. Okay, that's the only thing they answer, duddu chennag baratte anta. But actually, we can't have this is something serious career, right? Passion must be backed up with very good amount of knowledge. What knowledge? Immediately we probe the child. Do you know what are the job opportunities if you go into this stream? They say no. So you should know passion. When you say you're passionate about something, you should have a logical justification or validation. Why are you passionate about it? Are you clear on the job opportunities that's awaiting you? And do you have some idea what are the problems that the industry is currently working on in that field? Are those problems looking appealing to you? Do you feel you can contribute something substantially? These are the questions that we need to ask when they say this is the career that I'm looking at. And even before that, okay, if you're looking at this career, then what are the examinations that you need to take? And most important, how much is the preparation that is needed, right? Many people say, I want to go to IIT, I want to go here. But we should know what it takes to go there. And then we have to see holistically, am I inclined to this kind of preparation, and accordingly make a informed decision, right? So what did we say? Passion can change over time. So you can have multiple passions, but keeping all the other things, we decide which will be our career, right? And passion goes on evolving with experience, but that passion should be logically backed up with knowledge. Knowledge of the career, knowledge of the exams, the colleges that's offering this degree, which are the good colleges which helps me to learn better. All this is a part of our learning, right? And where do we do this? Yeah, you need some expert counselors, but these days, Google, AI provides lot of information. But our children generally are busy with the Netflix. But if we can spend some time Googling up, you yourself will get good amount of information, and then you meet the counselors. They will help you to get better directions like that. So first part we spoke of was passion backed up with knowledge. I'll give you my own example. I was quite fascinated after my JEE preparation in 11th and 12th with two subjects. Most of them who go through JEE preparation fall in love with maths and physics. They somehow don't like chemistry, but actually chemistry is also very good. Okay, maths and physics they fall in love with. So I also felt I'm very interested in maths and physics. And then I thought, I heard from different sources without any proper scrutiny that mechanical has lot of physics, and lot of physics is something what I wanted. So I was almost about to freeze in on mechanical engineering because I didn't do my enough research. And then one of my relatives asked me, why don't you check the curriculum of mechanical engineering? And then when I went on to search, I saw there were 2-3 semesters of engineering drawing, and I was very poor with drawing. So imagine I had made a decision with half knowledge. My Karnataka CET rank was 55. That means I was offered all the branches. Okay, no, I was offered all the branches. They said, RV college computer science sigatte, idu sigatte, NIT kellu sigatte, ella sigatte. But despite of all this, I could have ended up making a wrong decision if I did not have the proper knowledge, right? So that's why knowledge is very, very important. Then I understood, all right, that we are going to the second part. So you should also know what your strengths are, what your skills are. Drawing was something that I was not very good at. So I understood mechanical may not be the right fit for me. Then I chose electronics and communication. So you'll also need to know what are the skills required to make your career successful. Some students come during their preparation and they say we want to be MBBS doctors. And then I asked them, do you know what skills are required to become a doctor? They say no. Okay, let's forget about doctor. First, let's only focus on cracking NEET exam. So NEET exam has a lot of biology, and you need to learn how to keep things in your mind. If people don't develop the skills of retaining information in your mind, then you won't even crack the NEET exam. So somebody who says, I hate memorizing, and then you send that child for a NEET course, and then every mark, every test, the child comes and the parent compares. See, that child is doing so well. Why you're not performing? Because the child either has a skill which he's unable to develop, or she's unable to develop, or the child can develop it, but he needs to put effort, or she needs to put effort. But if that's not happening, then that may not be the right option for them, right? Memorization is one skill. Like that, there are lot of skills required for a MBBS doctor, right? When you go into the actual practice, you need a lot of skills. Like you need to be emotionally very stable. You need to have good precision. You need to be committed any time of the day. You're called for some emergency, you should be willing to go, right? You have to make sacrifices. Lot of things come. So we need to understand all of them. So along with passion, what more we need to check on is whether I have the required skills. And where you need a mentor or a guide is, let's say you hear from experts in that field. These are the skills required. And then you can make an analysis where you are good at, where you are not. Now, the mentor's role would be mainly to help you to identify whether this is a skill that you can develop easily or it's too difficult for you to develop, right? There are some skills which you can develop easily, but some, if it's very difficult, then they could offer some other alternatives, right? You could choose something else. So those are the first 2 points. The third point on how to decide your career is, what are your priorities in life? Sometimes students come and ask, sir, I'm bored with studies. I'm actually interested in film making. I'm interested in cricket, like that. So then I ask them, what are your priorities? Are you financially well off? Then you could take a calculated risk, saying, I don't want to go through any conventional education system. I could directly go for a cricketing career or etc. Right? But you all know, if somebody is financially not well off, they may want to look at how to make their ends meet initially, simultaneously while pursuing their passion. And most of you know MS Dhoni, right? Before he became a cricketer, hey, all are MS Dhoni fans here, many of the boys. Do you know what was his career before he was a cricketer? He was in the railways, ticket collector. Okay, he was a ticket collector because his passion was cricket, but his priorities was something else. Finance was his priority. So he had to make the ends meet. So he took up a conventional job. At the same time, he pursued his passion. And once he got a breakthrough in the Indian team, then obviously he was able to switch over, right? That's what I meant by what? Priorities in life. And another aspect of priority. Now all of you are youngsters. Eventually, or maybe we'll go to the next one that comes more, it's relevant in the next one. Working environment. What is the working environment that I'm very comfortable with, right? One lady, one girl, student, she came to me and said, I want to be a journalist. And I said, are you sure? She said, yes, sir, I'm very passionate. I want to be on the screens, like that. So then that time, I had some of the known acquaintances who were working with Indian Express. I told her, why don't you go one day with my known person and see what it means to be a journalist. Go with her. Then when she went, she understood that the meetings are quite intense. When you meet celebrities, when you meet politicians, sometimes you don't get very pleasing response. They'll be in midst of a lot of anxieties, right? So she was thinking initially, it's only glamour, I come on the screens. but there's a lot more to do about the working environment. So you need to also look at what is the working environment that I'm comfortable with. And is this the environment I would want to do throughout life? Or sometimes first 10 years I'm okay with this. Eventually I want a better environment. So then how do I switch from here to there? I can't start thinking after 10 years, what do I do next? Right? I'll have to have a roadmap now. I know I'm okay with this environment until now, but later I don't want to be in this. I know I have other responsibilities, my children will come, my family, I may want a certain different environment. So these are plans that we need to make, not when we are 30 or 40, but quite early. Does it make sense? Are you all with me? So we spoke about passion, backed up with good knowledge, skills, check with experts what are the skills required, and assess yourself and ask a mentor whether these skills you feel are doable for me or they are way beyond my range. And then priorities and working environment, and demand and opportunities. One boy said, I'm interested to, told some of our students, I'm interested to do research uh, on the digestive system of a mosquito which lives in Alaska. Okay. I said, it's good. It's a good intellectual exercise, but there are not going to be much demands and opportunities for that. Then you shouldn't be cribbing, sir, itna research kiya, but there's nobody appreciating me, because this world is also moving in a world of, it's a world of practicality also, right? If there are no demands, no opportunities, we may give you a research paper published, but you can't translate that into a meaningful career. So you'll have to make a balanced choice on that, right? And I didn't add one thing here. Most important, you have to define what is the job satisfaction. What is it that is driving you to do the same activity day in, day out for the next 30 to 40 years, right? So if that why is not very strong, after some time we feel, oh, what did I do? I made a mistake, probably, like that. So we'll have to define that job satisfaction. And when all these are there in our together, then it's a very, very meaningful career. So because we have a mix of parents and students, I request parents to do this small activity once you go home. Sit with your children, discuss on all of these, and you sit with them and Google up what are the careers in this particular field, what are the job opportunities they have, what are the problems that they're going to be solving. And many of you have some acquaintances, right? You may have your relatives, you may have some neighbors who are working in a particular field. Take your children and make them meet them so that they get an idea, oh, this is what happens, because everybody is with a laptop. A telecaller is with a laptop. Electronics engineer is with a laptop. A digital marketing guy is with a laptop. All are with laptop, but each one is solving a different problem, right? And we need to show to our children, oh, what are the problems that they are dealing with. Does this sound exciting to you? And by the time they grow up, probably things could change, but at least they'll have some idea what this field is, right? So these are few pointers on how to choose an ideal career. And we already spoke about this. Sometimes students say, this is my passion, and only with their passion, they make a decision without considering these aspects. But you should know, passion is certainly one of the most important things, but all others holistically must be taken. And these days, there's a famous dialogue from all the parents. Sir, magange ಏನು ಇಷ್ಟ ಇದೆಯೋ ಮಗಳಿಗೆ ಏನು ಇಷ್ಟ ಇದೆಯೋ ನಾನು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ. That's a good statement, but it's an irresponsible statement too, right? Have we educated the child on ಮಗಳಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು knowledge ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? What is the world view that they have? Parents these days say, I'm a finance provider, but no, your role is much more. You have to take that effort, spend time with children, you meet people, you make them meet people, make sure that children could do it out of any fascination, right? Even now many are in 8th, 9th, 10th. Even today, I'm surprised. Some parents say, how do I know whether my child is fit for science, fit for commerce, fit for arts? 10th standard exam marks barad mele, ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡೋಣ ಅಂತ. Okay, after 10th marks, we will look at it. That's not how you decide alone, right? Marks cannot be the only criteria. I'll just give a small pointer for the high school kids. Science, commerce, or arts, which suits me better? That way. So generally, the prerequisite to do well in science, I would say, is you should have a strong curiosity, a very high inquisitiveness to know why things are the way they are. For example, you put some puri in oil, the puri fluffs. A science fellow will think, hey, why is the puri fluffing? Doesn't mean he won't eat it. He'll eat it also, but he at least gives a thought. What is it that's making it fluff that way, right? And what will a commerce guy think? He will think, how much money did I spend? If I sell this, how much profits will I get? If I have to invest my time, then these are the profits. If I hire somebody and I start some other business, then how much profit will I get? So this is a commerce guy thinking. The same puri. Right? And what will an arts guy think? How do I decorate this puri nicely? What kind of salads can I put? What kind of decorations can I do? So this is how we decide. Science means you'll have to have a strong curiosity. And unfortunately, many a times, parents push their children, hogi science ge. And in the class, as a teacher, sometimes I tell, do you want to learn why this how this derivation has come? And what is the response? Students say, beda sir, sumne formula heli, exam ge important questions ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಸಾಕು. That means there's lack of curiosity. You'll want to know why things are the way they are. If you're a science student, you can't say, I don't care. Once you know it, you'll appreciate it better, right? But now our mindset is only marks, marks, marks. Sir, exam barata? Then I'm. Otherwise, not of use. Like that. So this is something that I want you to do it now, probably. If you can, those who don't have notes, you can probably take your mobile and jot down. Write down at least 3 to 4 passions that you have. And ponder upon, can they become the basis of your career? Each passion, you put a tick mark if you feel this can be your career. You put a X if you don't feel it can be your career. And when you put a X, you can say, why do you think this can't be your career? Although you feel that this is your passion, right? And you also think of 2 people in your life whom you consider as successful in their careers, and ponder upon whether they have built this successful career out of passion or not. Okay. You can take some 5 minutes at a time. You listed down at least the 3 or 4 passions. Okay, we'll give you another 30 seconds. At least you list it down. You can ponder upon it after the session and see what are the obstacles based on the things that we discussed, right? Okay. So I have summarized some of these. I've already spoken in the previous slide. Uh, how should you approach your quest towards career? We already said explore. Explore means you'll have to do enough research. I'm not sure if you all are aware, when I did my MTech by research, they told me 6 months you have nothing to do except do literature survey. I was thinking 6 months literature survey? I asked my guide, why 6 months needed? And he said, see, I don't want you to do a substandard research. I want you to do research on a meaningful problem. So you do literature survey, find out what real bottlenecks are there in the electronics industry, which problem do you want to work on, and 6 months is only spent on identifying a real meaningful problem to be solved. But you know what our students do? 5.5 months they'll enjoy. Okay. 15 days they will search on Google and then they'll come up with some research problem. And that research problem would be a meaningless one. Already many people would have solved it. So you need to give that quality time, right? Explore. You can't do that in 15 minutes. We are so used to working just one day before the exam, but career can't be built like that. You'll have to plan properly, explore all options available, right? We already spoke about it. So parents have to sit with the children. You can't shun off saying, I'm supporting my child by providing the finance. No, that's not enough. You need to do a lot more. Inquire, meet teachers, meet other mentors, parents, other successful students, and find out, right? Some of our students, now they're waiting for their CET counseling, and they're spaced out. They didn't know what to do. They came to me last month. Based on their rank, they said, there are few engineering colleges that I feel I'll get. Then I told them, go to those colleges, meet the students, meet the profs, see the lab and come. You get permission. Then they went and did that, right? So you'll have to do that. You'll have to inquire, get an idea, and then experiment. Sometimes you feel this is something that I think will be a successful career. First, you make an experiment, take some small internship, small project, see in the 3 months whether that makes sense. This is more applicable when you do your engineering, etc. Right? You take up some internships, even in your summer holidays, some courses you can go through. And most important, you should also be enjoying what you do, right? Success is a journey, not the destination, right? Day in, day out, if you're happy doing it, you're actually successful. Not that everyone has to say you're successful. If you're having a meaningful career, successful. And this is my last slide before I just show you all the career options, which any of you can get it from Google. I'll just show it for you, but you can ponder upon it in detail, right? So this is something on education, because our respected principal of RV College of Engineering was also mentioning students come in with so much of potential, but most of them at the end of 4 years just get a degree, but they could have achieved far more, right? So why this happens? Because we do not have a right approach towards learning and life itself, right? So first, what should be our students' approach towards education? You should understand, maybe some students won't agree. If I tell you education is actually to make you happy, you'll say, sir, this is a scam. Our parents have been saying this. To some extent true, because your parents told, if you do well in 10th standard, your whole life will be happy. And then they said, 12th standard you clear JEE or NEET, your life is happy. Then they said, go and complete engineering, get a good placement, your life is happy. Then you got a good placement, then you're working day in, day out, slogging. Then you said, Mama, you promised me I'll be happy. When is that going to come? Right? So, in one sense, probably yes, because this world is a place of cutthroat competition. There is struggle for existence, right? But the scriptures tell there are 5 different levels of happiness. How many levels of happiness? 5. And education can give you up to the 4th level of happiness. And if you evolve, you can get the highest level of happiness also. You want to know what are those 5? The first one is called Annamaya Kosha. Annamaya Kosha means the happiness that you get when Anna means not just food, anything that is given to your 5 senses. To your tongue, food; to your eyes, something pleasing; to your ears, something pleasing to hear, like that. So, Annamaya Kosha, there is happiness. Yes? If I give you a good masala dosa, will you be happy or not? You'll be happy. But there's higher level of happiness than that. Why? Because the happiness from a masala dosa will last for 10 minutes. But once it crosses the salivary buds, happiness is lost. So there's higher form, more intense form of happiness. The second level is called Pranamaya Kosha. Pranamaya means happiness that you get when your future security needs are taken care. Okay? Imagine you get a good job, settled life, you feel more happy. So that's even more high. And even higher than Pranamaya, something called Manomaya Kosha. Manomaya means the happiness that you get from your mind. And what all comes under this? What all gives happiness to our students' minds? Netflix, Insta, gaming. All of this comes under which pleasure? Manomaya. Or some poetry, some creative stuff that you do, right? So all this comes under which happiness? Manomaya. Because it's more intense, sometimes students let go of their careers in order to pursue this more intense form of happiness. Because they say Pranamaya, career security is not very important. I'm getting intense pleasure, like that. So higher than Manomaya, something called Vijnanamaya. And what is Vijnanamaya? You're not getting happiness from your mind, but you're trying to get happiness from your God-given skills and intelligence. That gives you even more happiness. For example, playing PUBG, I think it's banned, okay. Playing PUBG gives you Manomaya Kosha. But imagine you designed the PUBG game and everyone is using your product. That gives you an even more intense experience. And if instead of designing PUBG game, you did a very wonderful invention, probably like the COVID life-saving drug, and millions of people were saved with your invention, what would the experience be? So many will be blessing you. Hey, you have done such a good job. Thanks, Santa. Wouldn't it be a divine experience or a very noble experience? Right? That happiness you will get only in which platform? In Vijnanamaya. But many of the times our students are stuck in either Annamaya, they're busy bunking college for some chats, or they go and study only for the sake of getting a job. They study for the exam. Or if not, they get addicted to some mental happiness. But it can give you more satisfying, which is Vijnanamaya. And higher than Vijnanamaya, the scriptures say, is Anandamaya. When you understand, when you go deeper and study how wonderful God's creation is, then you understand, my God, I'm proud of my iPhone, but God has given the human eye. Eye is better or iPhone is better? Eye. So you understand, right? AI is making a robot, but there are living beings who are created by God, who are more, you don't have to give AI training to them. They automatically speak, right? This is God. So then we go to appreciating God too. So these are the 5 levels of happiness. Right? And education can give you a happiness at Vijnanamaya. Needless to say, you invest in knowledge, your returns are unimaginable. And don't treat education as compartments. Today, the world is interdisciplinary. Some students say, I'm preparing for NEET. I don't want mathematics. I'm preparing for this. Yes, for a competitive exam, yes, it's better to be object oriented, but everything has its place, right? Many things are interdisciplinary. So be eager to learn whatever knowledge comes. Today world is going into one single domain kind, right? Previously, engineers and biology had no connection. Now there's biomedical engineering, so much of bio and engineering. So this is what I wanted to say. Now I'll just show you in a minute the career options. That's a separate PDF, right? The last part you will get on Google. This is nothing from me, it's all from Google. I'm just going to give you a snapshot on what all career options are available for each of them, what all exams you can take up. Is it there? The PDF? We'll share this PDF also after the seminar to each of you. You can go through at your leisure. These are some of the exams for science. In engineering, you have a lot of options like JEE Mains, JEE Advanced, Birla Institute of Technology, VIT, RVPES, all of them have their university entrance, Manipal, ComEdK, KCET, so many. But one thing in the next part I want to highlight is medical has a lot of other options too. Most of them only look at NEET for MBBS, but if some child is unable to get into MBBS, there are so many other exams. Like AIMS has allied health sciences courses, like BSc in cardiac care, BSc in pulmonology, BSc in dialysis. So a lot of BSc courses AIMS and other top institutes are offering, for which you'll need to write a separate entrance exam, and the Googling of that is your responsibility. Okay, I can only tell you there are courses like that. AIMS also has a separate nursing entrance exam. And then if somebody is interested to make a career in agriculture, ICAR AIEEA, that's also a very good entrance exam. And for pure sciences, previously we had KVPY, now for IISc, now it's through JEE Advanced and NEET. Then you have ICER aptitude test. Then you have NEST for another institute called NICER. These two are very good for research, apart from IISc and IIT. If somebody wants to do BSc, MSc, these are options available for them. Then CUET is a common university entrance exam, entrance test for MSc, BSc in some very reputed colleges. You can do that. Then if somebody is interested in maths, there is ISI, Indian Statistical Institute, which is in Kengeri. They have a separate exam. And CMI, Chennai Mathematical Institute, has a separate exam. And if somebody is interested in ISRO and space, there is IIST. The admissions happen through JEE Advanced there. Then in science, we have defense. In defense, you have NDA, can scroll. And in marine, you have IMUCET, Indian Maritime University. They have a common entrance exam. Then somebody may be fascinated with aircrafts. There is an engineering called aircraft maintenance engineering. Okay, and for that there's a separate exam. Many institutes offer this. Then you have for pilot training, there is a separate entrance exam, right? Can you scroll down? So some of them I already told you. There are some other things, BSc nursing, B pharma. Then you have Bachelor of Operation Technology, Lab Technology, Veterinary Science, Nutrition and Diabetics, Clinical Psychology, Biomedical Science, and Occupational Therapy for those who are paralyzed, for those who are mentally little emotionally weak. There are therapists in almost every hospital. So this is also a career that's coming up. For those who are interested in medical, couldn't get into NEET, there are several other options very close to the medical field as well, right? Radiology, imaging technology, that way. Computers, I mean, engineering, you all know, a lot of branches, new branches coming up every day. Then you have diploma if you're saying, I'm only interested in doing practically, I'm not much interested in designing, just wanting to do practically more things, hands-on, that's diploma is there. Then we have BArch, some Bachelor of Architecture for interior design, etc. B planning, how to plan a city, like that. So it's endless. You can scroll down. So the advantage with science is that even you can opt for commerce related careers. You can also opt commerce related careers like hotel management, logistics, etc. So these are the career options in science. Can you scroll down? Yeah, you can even go into animation, which are more like arts and commerce related, but a science guy can also do that. So we'll share this whole thing to you. What are the entrance exams and what are the careers available? So this is about science. We'll quickly go to commerce. These are the BSc I was talking about. Go down. I mean, little more. Next page. Next page. Next. So I was telling, right, all radiology, cardiac care, optometry, anesthesia, so many related to biology. Many of them are not aware. And BSc in forestry, fishery, horticulture. I know one of my student, he is now an engineer. He has a farm in Kodagu and he is growing vanilla. Okay. And he was telling, sir, I'm making around 40 lakhs per year. I'm wondering, should I take up engineering and complete my course or not? So some people feel that agriculture, but he was very smart. He did research. He saw what gives maximum returns, what is the climatic conditions. He's growing vanilla in Kodagu. Okay. So commerce and arts will just quickly show you. CA, CS, then there are other CMA, CFA, all these. We'll share you this PDF. You go through at your leisure because this is just reading now. You'll have to go and do a lot of research. You can just skim through, that's all. Just go through slowly. Yeah, there's banking, finance, insurance, commerce people and arts both can opt for law, BCom, etc. Right? Yes, some of the commerce people also look at IAS, IPS, even the arts people, even science can do that. Go down. And this mass media, communication, travel, tourism, both arts, commerce, all of them can get into this, digital marketing. Okay. And these are some of the entrance exams also. We'll move on to can show the arts part. So arts, again law, fashion design, uh, interior design, textile design, all this they can get into. Hotel management and psychology, even a science or arts guy also. Education, teaching, fine arts. Uh, we know some of the students at Jain University who are pursuing fine arts, right? So these all are there. Liberal arts like policy analyst, researcher, etc. So we'll share this, go through at your leisure, but these are not be all and end all. There are more things, but most important is keep the pointers in mind before deciding which field works for you. So thank you for your patient hearing. I think now I should give the stage to the person from whom we are most waiting to hear. He, sir, has loads of experience. So over to you, sir. Please share your words of wisdom. Thank you.
Namaste to all of you. I think we started in the morning, it's already good afternoon. I think he has given very exhaustive information on what you are supposed to do, what you are not supposed to do. I think I'll take a note that I think this is what the confusion, what he showed the PDF, no? I think there's a total confusion we have in cities. Okay, so I'd like to focus on that. If you categorize the student community into three categories, the rural area, semi-urban and urban areas, I think rural area people doesn't have any confusion like you. Okay, they are very clear. Okay, the second urban area, I think a little bit has been spoiled because of these mobiles. And I have a little confusion. I think I find every year the confusion most in the cities only. Parents are more confused than the children. So our job is to see that how to make this very simple. Okay? Some people would have already taken seat. How many have already in the first round waiting for the result here? Anybody is here? Okay. So I think nobody is here. Maybe you should ask your seniors who are already in confusion of waiting for the first round of the CET results and also the Comet Gay results. I think their life is more miserable now. That is just because, as he was highlighting, that there is a statement called failing to plan means planning to fail. We don't do this planning well in advance, and we keep on postponing. As he told, let the SLC become, let the PUC become, let that degree become. Somebody does BE, he doesn't get a job, he does MTech. Okay, he does MTech, he doesn't get a job, he does PhD. So these are the kinds of, we keep on postponing the things. Fine? So I would like to make what all the things he has told a little bit more simple so that you may have some takeaways after this workshop. So the first, as you know, that the whole education structure has got different things in mind. The first one is a public university, wherein if you take, I'll take only Karnataka as the example, I'll not go further than that. So if you take all the institutions or the engineering institutions in Karnataka come under Visvesvaraya Technological University, which is a public university. Okay? Under public university, we have three things. One is a constituent college. That means it is run by the university itself. For example, VTU runs a university institution called BDT Davangere. So it directly comes under the university. Then is an affiliated colleges. We have more than 210 colleges in Karnataka. All are affiliated to VTU Belagavi except UVCE, which is under Bangalore University. Fine? So it is a constant college under the Bangalore University, it doesn't come under the VTU. All the other engineering colleges in Karnataka comes under Visvesvaraya Technological University. All are affiliated. So then third one is called autonomous institutions. So autonomous institutions are given the preference over the affiliated because over a period of experience, college would have done certain things right. Okay, we have almost around 40 autonomous institutions in Karnataka. I'm focusing only on engineering. I'm not going to other fields. Okay, let us be very clear on that. Even though some of these things would be applicable to other fields also, I'm more comfortable with engineering because this is where more confusion is there in Bangalore. So that's why I'd like to focus on that. So you have 40 autonomous institutions. So what is the difference between this affiliated and autonomous is that affiliated university, the university set the syllabus, exams are conducted by them, degree certificates are given by them. Whereas an autonomous institution, we are given the academic autonomy. We frame the syllabus, we conduct the examination, and then we give up to the grade card, and we also give the provisional degree certificate. But the degree certificate is given by the university. But in that degree certificate, people also put the name of the college which is autonomous, which is not there for the affiliated college. In affiliated college, they say Visvesvaraya Technological University. If somebody studies in RV College, they put VTU, under that RV College of Engineering is also put. I think that means we have achieved little bit more than the affiliated universities. So that is with respect to a public university. Okay, where you have almost around 1 lakh seats in Karnataka state, for which you have 3 examinations, the COMEDK, the CET, and the management quota. I mean, the CET exam is 45%, COMEDK is 30%, and management quota is 25%. So for this 45% of the seats, which is approximately around 60,000 seats in Karnataka, almost 4 lakh students take the examination every year. So that is the possibility. And then 30% of the seat which is run through the private management association called COMEDK, Consortium of Medical, Engineering and Dental in Karnataka, Dental College in Karnataka, COMEDK. This is an all India examination wherein the examination is conducted different cities, and it is an online examination, and the selection is all India basis. For this 45% of the seats in Karnataka, when you are selected, there is a lot of reserved categories in that. And for CET, they take 50% of the PUC marks and 50% of the entrance marks. Whereas if you take COMEDK, it's only based on the entrance examination. They don't take your +2 or CBSE, ICSE, whatever the exam, they don't take that. You have to be very clear. So if you are a very smart person, wants to get into a good college in a good branch, I always prefer COMEDK exam is much better than the CET. These people will not know in Bangalore. People sitting in Kashmir knows about it. Lot of people from Hyderabad come to my college for computer science. I ask them, sir, no, nothing doing. After 10th standard, we come here and buy COMEDK, last 20 years books, and we study. And all those people land up in computer science RV College by scoring around 100, 120 seat COMEDK rank. Whereas a person sitting in Bangalore, he takes 10 examinations. And finally, he will land up with 6,000, 7,000 in all the examinations. So sometimes I feel the overflow of information is also more dangerous. Parents are worried anyway, I know. Oh, if he doesn't get here, let him get there. Let him take CET, let him take COMEDK, let him take JEE mains, let him take JEE advanced. It's a pride for the mothers. I will tell you where the culprit things are there. You go to these tuition centers, no, all the mothers will be there, standing. They'll be bringing their children, no? So they'll be waiting there. Oh, nimmaga togondilva JEE, nammagal togondidalappa. I think this is the starting point. Nobody is looking into what is required for each of these examinations. Let me tell you the biggest mistake I've been seeing since last 25 years in Karnataka is whether that fellow is worth or not, they're taking JEE examination. And they're all miserably failing in CET examination. If you ask anybody, no, if you do JEE, you can do CET. I think that is utterly a wrong information you have. Because JEE is an intelligence examination. People don't score 100 on 100 there. If a student scores 60 marks out of 100, he's a topper in the country. It is such a tough examination. Whereas CET is a memory-based examination. Memory to the core. There are students, I think he has done 55 CET rank he has got. You can ask him. They see the question and tick the answer, they don't even solve. Only that is the time you have in CET. How many of you can do that? So, if somebody says my person, my student or my child is 100% perfect, they want to take JEE, please don't take. You should be 200% perfect. It's as simple as that. For the sake of taking, your neighbor has taken, somebody has told you, please don't take. This has to be assessed when at least they're in the 8th standard or the 9th standard. It's not when they complete PUC. It will not happen like that. And your state government, state marks of 100 has nothing to do with your JEE. Because nowadays the valuation, everything has been so much diluted. That 100 in mathematics in a 10th standard is nothing actually. They are diluted to the core. Thinking that my son has scored 100 on 100, let him take JEE. It will not work like that. It needs an inherent kind of a characteristic. It is better parents sit and look into this when they are either in 8th standard or 9th standard. Second PUC is too late. First PUC is still okay. So this is very, very important. At the same time, do you think if you don't do in JEE, your heaven is going to fall? No. I can give you hundreds of examples. One of my students from Industrial Department of Agricultural Engineering, under him there are 600 computer science engineers working in SAP. So when you go to the job, these branches doesn't come into picture at all. You ask anybody in the software companies, their background should be either mechanical, civil, chemical, electronics. Because during those times there was no computers at all, no. It is of recent origin, it has come only of 80, 85s. So that means, as an engineer, you should look at how to solve a problem. As long as you have problem solving ability, it doesn't mind what branches of engineering you take. But somehow, I know that people are under confusion. This confusion is more in Bangalore because more of IT companies. You see salaries at the beginning. Let me tell you, students, let us say 300 students of computer science related branch join the college. Out of that, not even 50 have a good logic of solving a computer problem. All other 250 depends on ChatGPTs. Copy and paste the program and they do it. They may not have a logic at all. So engineering is all about problem solving. It doesn't matter what field of engineering you are going to select. This is the first thing I would like to say. Civil demand ilvante. As if you know, let me tell you, civil engineers are the one who make the maximum money in life. No other engineer can make. But nimge ಏನಂದ್ರೆ instant gratification. ಇವಾಗ 50 ಲಕ್ಷ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ 50 ಲಕ್ಷ ತಗೋತಾರೆ. ಇವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಲಿರೋ 40 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲಾನು retirement age is 40-45 years in software companies. As a teacher, my retirement age is 70. So at the age of 70 years, if you take, all would have earned a similar money only. I am more satisfied than the person who has earned 40 lakhs in the beginning. So let us not try to measure everything only through money. I am not saying it's not important, let me tell you. But the passion, many people join for job. I heard recently in America, one of IIT student has been selected. His initial salary was 1 crore rupees in a company, and next week he is removed. Atyunnata patana henu. You go very fast and you can fall also very fast. So that's why I feel that based on India is such a beautiful country that you have place for everybody. A rank student can also leave. A failed student can give a job to the rank student. Both are possible in this. This is the only country which is possible. So that's why let us not try to push our children too much onto all those things. Let them do their work properly and let them, you sit with them. And as I think he has given beautiful kind of things, what he can do it. You sit with them and try to see what is the, see if somebody sitting here wants to do English literature, there's a lot of demand today in the market. There are no technical writers in companies. Because all our English is WhatsApp English. It is totally spoiled. If you ask somebody to write an essay writing here, ask me, I'll find hundreds of mistakes. So if somebody wants to do English, please allow him to do it. Because huge demand is there. I find in my college, very less faculty I can find who can write good English. Being a faculty member. That's the situation today. So that's why whatever is the passion, if you can look into it, I'll give a beautiful, another interesting exercise. Let's say somebody, my daughter, first daughter is a good reader of books. She reads 3 books in a week. And I was asking, oh, 3 books in very good. She told, I am nothing. There are people who read 17 books in a week. There's an international book reading club. You know, they're making more money than a software engineer. She reads books and gives a feedback to the publisher. He's giving money for them. It's a business today. See, nobody would have even thought, no, if I read a book, I can make money. So like that, please allow people to pursue their passion. Don't try to push them. You want to become doctor, don't make him an engineer. I think there is a saying, no? My father wanted me to become an engineer. My father wanted me to become a doctor, but I became a painter. Michelangelo. Fine? So like that, it's a walk of life. I think all of us should understand. ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನೋ ಆಸೆ ಇತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ನೋಡಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಆಗ್ತೀರಾ. Let us not do that. Please try to find out what exactly they are supposed to do. So you have public universities, I have told you, have private university which has come up recent time. Private university is under the State Act. Okay? Lot of institutions you find starting from Presidency to REVA to RV University to PS University. A number of private universities also have come. This is under the State Act. They have their own freedom to do things. Third one is the deemed to be universities. Deemed to be universities are given by the central government, UGC, Central Government Act of the Parliament. In Bangalore, you have Jain University, you have Christ University, are all deemed to be universities. Then you have one more called Central Universities, which none of you will be knowing actually. Every state has got one Central University. Our Central University is in Gulbarga. Other one is nowadays, of course, under the Ministry of Education, we directly have IITs and NITs. It comes directly under the Ministry. These are autonomous institutions by itself, but it comes directly under the Ministry of Education. And nowadays, you also have international universities coming up. Already one in Bangalore, one in Gujarat, one in Delhi. Already international universities are also coming. So much is the structure we have. What is what in this, what is good in this, I think I cannot keep on explaining everything here, but I'm giving an overall picture. This is the way you can try to select all these kinds of things. There's the first thing you should supposed to know. Then you're supposed to do some lot of preparatory activities. One could be, obviously, people say that marks is not everything. At least in the beginning, marks is everything. We cannot neglect on that. Can you ask anybody, will give a CET seat without marks? You say, I'm a failed student, but I'm very good. Will they give? No. Even today in the world, let me tell you, the scholastic records, the marks is one of the base things. Even though it's not everything, but initially, let us say 1 lakh students apply, I want to select only 10,000 students. How should I do it? Please tell me. We have a mass education here. So in that way, marks is a fundamental thing which people should have. After that, what all the other things you are going to have would be very, very important. So for which I think a lot of preparatory work has to be done. So nowadays what has happened is, among the youngsters if you take, their aspirations are very, very high, but their preparation is very, very low. There's a fundamental problem we come across. ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಾರೆ, but preparation ಮಾತ್ರ. Have you seen people reading mathematics? People have lost the writing habits, which is more fundamental. I will tell you, please ask your children to write. ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ಪಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಾರೆ, ನೋಟ್ ಪ್ಯಾಡಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಾರೆ. Memory is becoming a problem. So please ask, you cannot read mathematics, no? 1 plus and minus is enough to make your problem wrong. So writing habits are totally going down. And ನಮ್ಮ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ it was very good copywriting ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, slant to, straight to, left to, right to. People think that why writing is needed. Actually, they say handwriting is not handwriting, it's a brain writing. The way your brain thinks, it is going to act. I think that connect is totally gone now with all the mobile and all the gadgets, according to me. You are not getting connected with what your brain is supposed to do. Please allow it to engage. If it's possible, the school level, secondary education is more important. Please ask them to do that. Okay, because handwriting itself was very good. The people used to give 5 marks extra for handwriting in schools, I have seen. But today, I have to search for what he has written. When I'm valuing, no, it's too bad, let me tell you. So please ask them to write, because if that habit is gone, afterwards you don't get it. You don't get that at all. So that is first preparation. Ask them to write, because whatever you write, no, it will be in more memory than what you read. Next, other thing could be, what to be selected? You want to go through CET, COMEDK or management quota. This is a fundamental problem everyone will have. Okay, this depends on 2-3 parameters. One is how student, can you assess a forecast about your student performance in the examination? You have machine learning, artificial intelligence. Can you put into that and find out? Can you forecast what your son or daughter can do? We say no, AI can do everything. Ask AI to do this. Because it depends on a lot of other parameters. Fine? So please look into, if your son is very good or daughter is very good, let them follow the path. My actually IIT director used to tell me, if somebody has to eat a mosquito, what they do? They keep on doing like this, they cannot hit. But a focused person will wait and hit once. I think that's the focus which you need. Fine? So with that focus, if student can take only one examination and be successful, that's the best way. As an alternative, you can have the second one. This I've been telling since 30 years to lot of parents. But they'll take 10 examinations after their +2. ಸರ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇರಲಿ ಸರ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅಂತ ಹಂಗಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲದರಲ್ಲೂ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. CET is a beautiful examination you can take, or you can have a COMEDK as one more standby, so that if you miss in this on that day, you can have this. ನೀವೇನು 20 ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಕೊಡಿಸ್ತೀರಾ, your parents are here. ಬಿಟ್ಸ್ ಪಿಲಾನಿ ತಗೋ, PES ತಗೋ, RV ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ತಗೋ, ಜೈ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡು ನೋಡೋಣ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ನೋಡೋಣನೇ ಆಗೋಗುತ್ತದು. So ಆದ್ರಿಂದ have not more than 2 examination. I think that's what he has focused. Very rightly he has said that the passion, you have to sit with them, do the work. This if you can start around 9th or 10th standard, I think it will be very, very good. Okay? Then assume that you have got selected through any of these mode, you have got a rank. What's the next thing you are going to do? ಯಾವ ಬ್ರಾಂಚು? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರನ್ನಾದ್ರೂ ಕೈ ಎತ್ತಿ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ವೋದಯ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಂ ಕೇಶವ ಬದಗಶ್ಯತಿ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತದೆ. ಅವ್ನಿಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ, ಸಿಗತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ, ಏನು ನೋಡಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಸರ್ ಸಂಬಳ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಡೂ ಈಸ್ you cluster the branches, which is very, very important. You have all the allied branches of computer science, information science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, cyber security, IoT, some 20 to 30 are there. Cluster into all those things. Find out if the logic is good of a student. Please go for that cluster. Fine. Other cluster could be electronics, electrical, telecommunication, instrumentation, medical electronics. All these come into one more cluster. If a person is little bit more interested in the product orientation of making it, this cluster could be very good. I want to make a mobile. This will be the branch. Other cluster could be mechanical, civil, aeronautical, aerospace. All these things would be in another cluster. Let me tell you, if he has got a similar skill sets for all these clusters, he can join any branch of engineering within that cluster. Not to worry. Fine. ನಮ್ಮ ಮಗ ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ 100 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಸರ್, 10th ಅಪ್ ಟು PUC ತುಂಬ ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಸರ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್. ಅದೇ ರೀಸನ್ ಕೊಡೋದು ಅವರು. ವಾಟ್ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಡನ್ ಅಪ್ ಟು 10th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಸಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹಿ ಡಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್, ನಾಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್. It may be helpful. You might have inputs little bit logical skill, but it's not everything. I've seen many people telling this, coming here and miserably failing also. So please spend some time versus passion versus what is available. These two are very, very important issues which parents have to sit with them. And then try to identify. If you don't know somebody, you can go to counselors like him. He'll give certain ideas. This if you don't do it, then it's going to be very difficult afterwards. Next, why only engineering? Why only engineering? People don't have answer, but let me tell you, answer is you have more jobs here, that's all, simple. The opportunities you have as an engineer is much more than any other field. That's why people would like to go for this, because engineering is a problem solving. Finally, engineer ಆಗ್ತಾನವನು. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ 120 plus are civil servants after doing engineering. The present Karthik Reddy, who took over as the additional traffic commissioner, is our student. Previous to that, there was Anuchet. Avರೆಲ್ಲ toppers in electronics CET. Today, they are all civil servants. So, we don't know how the path it will be. The path they have is huge, enormous. ನೀವು ಇವತ್ತೇನೋ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ AML ಸೇರಿಸ್ತೀರಾ. Do you know after 4 years what is the demand? You don't know what is the demand actually. Suddenly it may fade. So adrinda, what I'll suggest you is little bit of what they are interested in to go into the cluster mode so that you may not fail after 4 years also. Okay. Then, as I've already told you, if somebody is a little product oriented, no, you can always go to electrical, electronics and mechanical related areas. If it's related into a logical mind, then you can look into the computer science area. If somebody is a good product oriented and you put him to the logical mind, I think he may not do well. Please try to assess this. This is very difficult to do it, but still you have to do that exercise. Okay? Next is, we have the selection of colleges, other branches. The next biggest problem which people are facing, maybe somebody who is in second PUC, you are going to face after 1 year. What to do? How to select college? You see building, beautiful buildings are there. You would select that college? Or you see the teachers, or select the college? Because teachers, people feel not needed today because everything is available in Google. This is one fundamental thing. Sir, ella ide sir, nanu odkontini sir anta. Do you need such a kind of a thing? Have you made analysis? So please make sure if you are selecting a college first, there are what are certain quality parameters. Whether that organization is a NAC accredited, NBA accredited, are they having any ranking at the national level or the international level? Because that means some fundamental things are right in those places. They may have a good infrastructure, they may have a good lab. Otherwise, they may not get these rankings at all. You can keep that as a fundamental parameter by selecting the college. Another important question you always look at is that college better, branch better. This is the confusion you always have. The college I should take or the branch I should take. Which one you are going to take generally? College. But college alli nimge bekagiro branch sikkalla. I want computer science in RV college. So, what I'll suggest you is, whenever you have a problem, it is just like this, heart is better or mind is better. It's exactly similar to that. So what you can do is, I feel the first choice should be given for the college. Our college only, if you can get it, based on your rank, you should be in a position to sacrifice the branch also. Because if it's a good college, there are a lot of good things. They are with good students. There's a competition. He can perform better. Otherwise, you take X college computer science, where your son is number 1 there in that college. But he doesn't have a good environment there to him to study. Then he may not perform better. That will not know now. He might have got to be number 1 there, but when he goes for the placement, he may not even be selected in the first round. Because the other skills which are needed might not have been available in those particular colleges. Fine? They say, ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಓದ್ತಾನೆ ಬಿಡು. Those are all philosophical. You're talking about idealistic situation or exceptionals. But I'm talking about a normal distribution. So when you get a chance of this, let us say a student is getting electronics instead of computer science in RV college. He is getting, let us say, some other X college computer science. Which one you are going to select? This is where a lot of dilemma every year. I've been seeing, in fact, parents have more dilemma than the student. So this, I'll suggest you, one choice you can take is first you take the college, then little bit compromise on the branch. Because what happens is, your son or daughter wants to do computer science, you have got electronics, it doesn't matter. Because 4 years, now the kind of flexibility which have been created in institutions is, you have something called as minors and honors. If you take engineering, it is 160 credits in 4 years. These minors or honors are nothing but, he can do another 18 credits. Minors is what? A mechanical engineering can study cloud technology. A computer science student can study VLS and embedded system. This is called minors, which is another 18 credit courses, which you can do through online through standard examinations. So electronic students wants to do computer science, you can always do a minors in computer science. So you are going to satisfy both the needs. You'll be studying another 5 to 6 courses extra than electronics. I think he has a double advantage now. Because what happens is other way around is not true. I do computer science, I cannot do electronics. It's very difficult because it has a different frame of mind altogether. But if I do electronics, I can always do computer science. Like that, if I do mechanical, I can always do electronics. If I do mechanical, I can always do computer science because computer science is a super layer. I don't know. The other jocular part of it is we don't consider computer science as engineering at all. We don't consider it. But it is under that category anyway. If you go to IEEE standards, computer society is different from all the other engineering standards. It doesn't cover computer science at engineering at all. It's a separate stream altogether. Fine? So in that way, you can make a choice like this according to if you have people have confusion. You can look into a base branches always. People may say mechanical bidogide, yenu bidogala. Nee bidista idira ashte. Nothing. How many of you have mobile phones here? How many of you come in a vehicle today? Are we not sitting in beautiful buildings today? The kind of buildings which are happening, the architects and the civil engineers making money, I don't think anybody else is making. There are a lot of innovation, designs. Please check if son or daughter has that passion, let them go in that path. It's very important. I think we should sit for all these things and try to do certain things, then it becomes very easy. Then again, I told you, confusion is between CET, COMET hogbeka, CET hogbeka. Always parallels are there. So if you are a little bit more affordable, because COMET K fees is around 3.9 lakhs per annum. Okay? And CET fees is around 1.4 to 1.5 lakhs per annum. It's almost more than double. So if your affordability is there, you can always go through COMET K if he has a higher rank and a better college and a better seat in a branch. You can always talk for that. I think today you don't have 5, 6 children anyway. You have only 1 child or maximum 2 children. Your affordability is there. Please let him go for that. Al chokasi madbedi avaga. But there is certain economically people, they can't afford. They can't afford. Of course, their choice could be whatever they get anywhere, they'll try to make it. But let me also tell you, there are a lot of good scholarship schemes which are coming up in colleges. Lot of scholarship schemes are there. If they are good, meritorious, economically for government itself gives a lot of things. You have the social welfare department and the department of education. We almost get for 25% of the students, we get scholarships from government itself. Other people merit and economically back, we almost get from companies almost 1 crore every year to give scholarship to the students. So if you little bit down on the economical, if he puts little bit more effort in his studies, obviously has more chances of getting the scholarships also. Alumni will give, industry will give. A lot of people are there to help. NGOs are there today. I get a lot of scholarship from NGOs for my students. So make this kind of a choice when you have a COMET K. If it's affordability, directly you can go for it. The last resort I always tell is the management quota. It depends on the type of colleges, but that should be the last resort. Okay, because people who are from the affluent family, ನೀನೇನೋ ಮಾಡೋ ನಾನು ತೇರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ management ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತಾರೆ. But we see that people who come out of that category, 70% may do very well, 30% may not do very well. Because the money power, Saraswati Lakshmi in the beginning never meet actually. Okay, so I think we should teach the children Saraswati is more important than Lakshmi. Then obviously Lakshmi will come, follow. If Saraswati is very good. So, but you cannot buy education through Lakshmi. That's what I want to say. But if there are some, in fact, even in management quota, people are above 90% today. They are decided, very focused. He has money. He wants to do this. He wants to do in this college. They can straight away go in that. There's no confusion in it. But for the people who are to be on the other side, have to be a little bit more careful. Okay? So I suggest first take CET or any examination. If your son or daughter is extraordinary, they can go to JEE. It doesn't matter. Let them go. But that's not everything. If you don't, because why I'm telling this, no? You have 1 lakh seats in CET, only 4 lakh students take. You have 26,000 in JEE mains advanced, and 16 lakh students will take that. What's the probability of getting it? It's as simple as that. So you have to be very, very careful when you are making a choice. So then I think he has explained a lot of things. The kind of job opportunities for an engineer today is enormous. In fact, the government salaries are going to be much more than the multinational salary after they implement 8th pay. I think 8th pay scale is in discussion now. And when it comes, let me tell you, a beginner salary for a central government job will be much more than a multinational company. So you should also look at asking your children to do very well and look up into lot of government jobs. Lot are the public sector jobs. Huge it is available. And the kind of pressure I think our present Prime Minister is putting on the public sectors under the scheme of Make in India, we are going to definitely be the developed country. The kind of opportunity they have is very huge. We can contribute in a better way to the country. So you can look into the public sectors, civil service. Some people are passionate about civil service. You can always look into that. Today, it could be IFS, IRS, IAS, IRMS. Then all the other kinds of examinations, the railway service is separate. Huge potential is there, and the salaries you can't imagine, and the kind of facilities these people get is, I don't think any private sector gives these facilities. But somehow, we are all bogged up with these kinds of things. Your CTC, cost to the company looks like 2 lakhs, but by the time it comes to your hand, it is only 50,000. But these companies show 2 lakhs to catch the attention of the youngsters. But actually on paper it may not be. But as a central government, they are very truthful. They'll give, this is the salary, that much is going to come. So please, why I'm telling this is, good people should also go to the government jobs, because that is where a lot of challenges are there. You see BrahMos, for example, is it not a pride for our country? ISRO is not a pride for our country. The kind of pride you are going to get is much more. Fine? So please look into those kinds of opportunities. Of course, other most important thing would be the startups. I think my friend is going to tell about that. The startup, it should have a passion, it should be a culture, and you should be interested in that. There are a lot of characteristics you are supposed to have for a startup. Everybody cannot, let us say out of 100, all 100 are startups. Who is going to work for them? So there is a balance here to make. With all this, people say it is a startup capital. Bangalore is a startup capital. The success rate is 4 to 7%. It is just because people who have gone in that field might not have the knowledge, might not have the perseverance of doing it, doesn't have a patience of doing it, then all those people are going to fail. So that path, somebody was telling me, it's a very lonely path. I think the founders of Mindtree had come to our college last week, Parsarthi and KK, Krishna Kumar. They were telling that startup is a lonely path, it's not so easy. So, and there should also be a support from the families. Then, if they can sustain for 5 to 10 years, they can do a beautiful job there. So, this is another path, but I think it has to be correctly chosen. It may not be a cup of tea for all. Fine? Then other institution, if I ask you, how many would like to become a teacher? Nobody will raise the hand. You have already seen the company, that's why I want to become a teacher. So this is another path which people are forgetting. Today, let me tell you, the quality of education, the learning depends on a teacher. But the best is not coming to this profession. The people who are coming to this profession, passionate or not more than 10 to 20%. All the 80%, they come as a stopgap arrangement and they settle there. And nothing would be happening. So this another profession is a beautiful profession. You may not see more salary, but let me as a teacher, I'm the 4th generation teacher in my family. Okay, the kind of satisfaction I have, taking care of 30,000 alumni of our college, as on now 7,000 students are there. I don't think I would have got if I get 1 crore salary also. And there's the utmost satisfaction as a teacher you are going to get. Okay, but because of the latest kinds of things, people are neglecting this profession. India wants to become a Vishwa Guru, correct? Where are gurus? So how can you become a Vishwa Guru? It's not possible. So you can also take this as a passion or a profession so that you can have, these are the job opportunities all of you have actually. Huge opportunities are there. You not have to worry about job at all. People say that if AI comes, what is going to happen? Nothing will happen. You have a different kind of a job. In 1990s, when software came also, people were telling, oh, yella jobs otogatte. You have more jobs in software only. You don't have any other field. So not to worry about all those media kind of a hype, whatever they give. There will be definitely some disturbance will be there, but it's temporary in nature. Afterwards, if you can try to have a different kind of a skill, you are going to have a different kind of a job. Okay? Then I will take another 2 to 3 minutes and stop. And I'd like to say that another the human part of it, which is very, very important, which are all neglecting, is that the unethical practices, whatever is happening in the society. I'd like to focus on that. All the things, whatever I told up to now, whether I tell or not, you're going to do it. But this part, as a society, we are totally failing. One is the drug abuse, the drinking, the smoking, online gamings. All these are really spoiling the younger generation. What as elders we are doing is very, very important. If your son or daughter's behavior is not right in the house, are you looking into it? They're addicted to the mobile phones. They're addicted to the Netflixes. It's not right. Every one of us know. I can give hundreds of examples what is in my college. One student was from Shimoga. His rank was 36. Okay? And very simple person. I asked him, how did you get salary? He told, sir, I attended classes. Once I came and took the base material, studied, I got 36 rank. That's all. Very clear. And once, after 1 week of his joining of the college, what happened is, police came to his room to catch him. Then he was told why. Because he had one of his friends who has joined some other college, same place, in Bangalore he has joined some other college, and that fellow is eloped with a girl in the first year itself. And before he went, he kept a message that I will not be available for next 15 days. Then that's the first message police got, and police came to them, this fellow. So this is the ill effects of WhatsApp. None of the youngsters know about these things. Because you are already public. All your information is available. Now with AI, I can give another example. Recently, one of the mother came and she got a phone call stating that your daughter is with me. Give me 15 lakhs, otherwise I'm not going to leave your daughter. And also there is a AI voice saying, Mummy, please come and help me. Same daughter voice. All our voice is there already in the mobile phone, no? They'll capture that. This is the way things are going to happen. People are happy while using all those things, gadgets, but the ill effects are very, very huge. When you're caught in the cyber world, nobody can help you. You have to be very, very careful because all the personal information. Another interesting example was there. I think ladies are they want likes in Facebook actually. They'll put everything into the Facebook. One lady put in, I think, Mangalore or Shimoga someplace. It was a police case actually. She has put, I'm going to Goa today. One thief was also a Facebook member. That fellow is watching her beautifully everything. She left at 1 o'clock. This fellow came to her house at 4 o'clock. He opened the door. Happily, he stayed there for 3 days. Because every 1 hour she is giving the likes in the, I'm here, I'm there, I'm here, I'm there. And finally, she told, okay, on the third day, I'm coming at 5 o'clock. This fellow packed all the things at 2 o'clock and went. This is a police case. How many of us know? Left and right, we give all our personal information in the web, which is the most dangerous thing. Can I get all of your information in the net? I can get it actually. You go to cyber police station, we get like that. Any student is caught, no? We'll ask them, they'll give all the information, what has happened. But the younger generation doesn't know about these things. They think everything is positive in the net and they'll all be caught in the web. So please be careful. Either a elder, youngster, doesn't matter. Fine. My own PA, personal assistant, what got in the digital fraud. In a Facebook, this came, one information came that 50 kgs of rice is available at 500 rupees. Everybody is happy. He clicked it and then suddenly asked for a password. Then that came again and it went to a cyber digital cyber police station. And then he called, sir, you have received this. Please give me the password. I'm going to enter and I'm going to send to your house. You have to put the money into my bank. This fellow blindly gave the password, put 500 rupees. Then he told, sir, you have got also one more lucky drip. You have got 40 lakhs worth of it, for which you have to pay 50,000 rupees. And then what happened? Suddenly he told, sir, this is very secret. You are not supposed to tell anything. Please close all the rooms. Close your room. And then they are trying to show the digital police station in Mumbai. It's a total digital fraud. My PA didn't open the door at all. 2 hours is not opening. And they quickly give, saying that you have been caught in some drugs. They'll call you. You become suddenly weak, no? It has happened to IISc professor. 70 lakhs he lost. In the last 1.5 years in Bangalore, through this digital fraud, they lost around 75 crores. All are educated, let me tell you. All are educated here. You take one money from an uneducated from a village area, you can't take one pipe from him. If he wants to give 1 lakh rupees fees, no, he'll call me 100 times. And being educated, sitting in Bihar, one agent says you pay 50 lakhs to him. So I don't know what education has taught us. These are all the ill effects which are happening in the society. The drug addict, drugs is a total menace today. Your son or daughter may be taking, you will not be in a position to find out, let me tell you. We have literally failed in finding out a person who has taken the drug because they are very slow poison. You will not even know about it. After 6 months, you will come to know about it. By that time, lot of things would have happened. 1 kg of Afim cost 5 crore rupees. People from Thailand, people from some other country, they told. Because police commissioner calls us for a meeting. What all things which are happening, what stages, what steps have to be taken in the college. It is totally negative, but they say you don't tell us negative, tell it in a positive way to the students, so that they go into that path. But I have 7,000 students, how can I take care of it? As a parent, one student, are you taking care of it in your house? Girls are more involved in this than boys. So I think now with AI again, the danger will be much more. You will not know what is real, what is unreal. So my sincere request to you is this: one side is the whole positive way, how we have to take care of our children, their growth. Other, your growth should not hinder. This part I request you to take care of, particularly the parents. You don't give them too much money. Find out what they are doing. One mother comes and tells me, sir, my daughter is always in the computer science laptop only, but she has got less marks in programming. I don't know what she is doing in laptop. She is doing programming or something else. Have you watched that in the house? Because today you have so much resources. One room you give for one children, you don't know what's happening in that room. They will not allow you to enter also. Correct? These are the things I request all of you to please take care. Then guide them, because they are all in a confused generation. There are a lot of, because so many things are available to them. As long as you don't guide them, I think they may go in the, I don't say everybody is going, but we don't know who is going to go in that direction. That's why all of us have to be very careful. I think this is the last message I wanted to give you, that please take the soft part of the children very well. Then give them confidence, see what all the things they can do. Let them pursue their passion, whatever they want to do. Anybody, any field can do well. Doesn't matter. Because an electronics engineer is becoming an IAS officer, and an electronics engineer is also starting a forum house, or is starting a resort. So anything can happen. Because it's totally your mind thinking, the problem solving, that's all. Problem can come from any direction. Okay? So with this note, so let me thank the ISKCON people here. The Spandana is a very good cause. Any point of time you want us to help, we will be very, very happy to help. I do a lot of such counseling. Individually, if somebody has got something, I think we are going to leave our phone numbers also. You can call us if you got any doubts on the selection of things of that sort. Apart from that, I request you have to take care of your children very well. Otherwise, you cannot. I always tell my parents that if any suffering is there from a student, I see for 4 years, but you have to see for the whole life. So that's why it is better you take care of from the things, whatever you are supposed to do. That is only a supervision, not a policeman's job. You should build them the internal confidence in them the way they are doing things. Okay. With this, once again, I thank for giving me this opportunity to share some of my thoughts. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Subramanya. This was a very, very insightful session indeed. You not only gave us all the available options to the audience here, but you also gave us enough warning as to what we have to be careful about. So thank you so much, sir, once again. At this point, we will take a small break for 10 minutes. There are some refreshments here. You can probably help yourself. But please stay here because we have one more session that's coming right after this. So that's also going to be very interesting. Like sir said, it's going to probably talk about a little bit about the startups, innovation and stuff like that. So please be seated after you've had your refreshments, and we will continue it after that. Thank you so much.
Felt sometimes, I don't know, whatever sir gave us as an advice, I should go back to engineering and re-implement them. Yeah, sometimes I felt that in between. Maybe we should have, maybe I should have heard him much before, possibly. Yeah, but now we have heard a bit on what should we do when we are in our high school or in 12th standard, for that matter. We also heard from sir about what should we do when it comes to choosing engineering careers. What are the options that we have? I will try to cover up some insights on how does the industry look like today. Because finally, all these things have to culminate into either a job or some kind of employment or some kind of career that has to go on for 30 plus years, right? We study for around, say, 20 years, 15 to 20 years, if you consider master's, PhD, etc. Then you have 35 plus years of career. That's a big deal. You have to be wise enough to choose what is right for you and what is not right for you. I'll typically answer these three questions today. Try to answer, I would say. The first question is, what kind of careers will exist when I graduate? How many of you are in final year or in graduation right now? In graduation? Some of you are in graduation, okay. How many of you are already working professionals? A lot of working professionals. I know you are all parents also. And second question is, how do I choose a career that suits me? Yeah, you heard a lot about passion. You heard a lot about opportunity. You heard a lot about demand. How do I choose that? We'll try to take up a framework from our Shastras and see how can we really check our temperament as to where do we fit right. The third question is, what should we do now? With knowing what will exist in future possibly, and knowing what do I suit best to, what should I do now to prepare for a successful career? Yeah, let's start with it. First, few disclaimers. All the topics that I'm going to talk about are my views based on my experience, and you may have different views on this. So please take it as an inspiration, not a pure play information. Okay? If you resonate with it, perfect. If you don't, feel free to, because at the end of the day, we have to decide by ourselves as to what is right for us. Okay? Second thing, it's a guide. It's a guidance, not a direction. Based on what I have seen in the industry, I'm going to just talk about it, and it's just a guidance. It's not a direction that is the way for you to go. Then, as Harish also rightly mentioned, career navigation is a journey. It's not just one-time decision that I decide the career right now and then I'm done for next 35 years. 35 years is a long, long time. You can't decide for 35 years now when you have disruptions in 3.5 months. Yeah. Every 3 months we have technology disruptions, we have disruptions in the job market, and you can't decide anything for 35 years. You have to be flexible, agile to decide what you are supposed to do when situations come to you. Okay? First, we will try to remind ourselves who is the best career coach in the world. Lord Krishna is the best or greatest career coach ever has been, because Arjuna had a career confusion when he was in the battlefield, right? He's supposed to be a protector, he's supposed to be a Kshatriya there, and he had a confusion there. And all Bhagavad Gita is career coaching, nothing else. Yeah? With all different yogas that Lord Krishna spoke about, he coached Arjuna as to what is he supposed to do on the based on his temperament or based on what he's made for. Right? So we should always learn from Bhagavad Gita. We'll also take some, some inputs from what Lord Krishna has said to Arjuna as well. Yeah. Okay, let's start with the first point as to what kind of careers will exist when I graduate, and will AI take my job? How many of you have this question? At least those who have been in the career right now, if you have this question, will AI take my job? Right? Let's try to decipher it a little bit. Before we get in, let's understand the social evolution part of it. Where do we stand today? Where did we come from? I'll start from the first point, that is pre-industrial age. Before 17th century, I would say 1750s and before that. We had two phases of it. We had a phase wherein people were living on not agriculture, I would say people were living on whatever was produced by the nature around them. Typically, if I had my house in a village, the place around me was the source of my food. That was the scenario in olden days. There was no definitive boundary in terms of what is my land and what is someone else's land. There was a lot of good understanding between people that if I sow something in one land, I only reap benefit out of it, I use it for my family, and whatever is excess for me, I give it off or I sell it off to someone else. That was the basic understanding. And I tell you, in Japan, this funda still exists, because in Japan, I lived there for around 3 years. If you have a land which is fertile, and you own that land, and if you are not doing anything on that, government will take that land. In simple words, if you have a fertile land, you are supposed to give it to someone who can cultivate something in that and produce something out of it. That was the value of fertile land. In olden days, that used to be a case where people never had boundaries in terms of this is my land or this is someone else's land. Eventually, people felt that we should try to make food a trade. Why don't we make food a trade? They said, let's make it as agriculture. They started building boundaries. They started building limits, saying that this is my land and I'm going to produce more than my neighbor. This created a bit of competition. And if you see, in this space, while we are in the pre-industrial age, the focus was more on dharma, what are we supposed to do, more on community living, as to how do we live together. Even if there is a common land, how do we really grow something which is common for both of us? How do we really grow something which we can give to others? I still remember during my childhood, we had this element a little bit. I come from a village called Gokarna, where we have a lot of forests around as well. And most of you know Gokarna for many different reasons today. But at that point of time, we used to have a lot of people coming in. They used to just go to forest, collect some fruits like jamun, etc. And they used to come and ask for some rice or some other things, which are basic needs for them. And as against, they used to give jamuns. That's it. There was no other trade. There was no money trade, nothing. We used to have this in our childhood, but it was not predominant, I would say. But this was the case in the pre-industrial era. When people realized that I have to, grow something in my space, in my boundary, then the competition started. Because, I have to grow something and I have to be better than my neighbor. They realized that with human effort, I can't do that. And that's where industrial age started. They said, I need machines now. Now I can't do it alone. I have to have some machines which can help me do this. That's where industrial age kicked in. Till 1990s, we had all this industrial age, and all the education system that we have is quite framed by the industrial age fundamentals. What was the focus at that time? The focus was more on production. How better can I produce whatever I'm producing, be it industrial machines, be it agricultural produce, or whatever it is? What is the maximum limit to which I can produce? And how much money can I make? With this, comforts increased. And then the connections dropped, because earlier there was a lot of harmony between people, and now there is a competition between people. The connections dropped, right? Then till 2025, people realized only machines are not enough, because machines need some brain. At the end of the day, if I have machines and if I have to still deploy some people to work on that and they have their own limitations, it's a problem for me. I can't be competent enough. They said, why don't we introduce software into it? Software age came into picture. Right now in this age, we are into software. Speed, information is more important. And today, in the age of in the era of AI, information is abundant. There's too much of information around us. And we are going towards an era wherein we are talking about something called intelligent robots. Today we have, you see ChatGPT and all, these are all generative AI models, or I would call it as digital AI models, which only can give you information. They can't do tasks, correct? We are getting into an era, the next era that we are talking about, I don't know if you have heard of Jensen Huang yesterday, who heads NVIDIA. He said we are getting into an era of intelligent robotics. That simply means tomorrow if you want a maid, you just have to buy a robot. That's it. And what you need to do is you just have to give verbal commands to the robot, and robot will do and use its intelligence to improve its work as well. We are getting into this phase right now. Now, whether it is good or bad, it's for individuals to judge and decide, but that's a fact that we are living into right now. So with all these things, I was also quite confused because I'm into innovation space. I happen to see this every now and then, and sometimes it's frustrating saying that how fast are we going? Are we going in the right direction or not? As sir said rightly, we have to look at our past and see what is right for us. And asked a question to ChatGPT saying that if all these things are being done by machines, what are humans supposed to do? I thought, why not, let AI answer what are we supposed to do? Yeah. Why we answer that? I asked AI as to what are we supposed to do. I got a beautiful answer. Imagine what could be the answer. It said humans should focus more on self-awareness, self-actualization. Rest all will be done by AI, don't worry. So that was an answer that AI was giving me, which actually resonated and said, okay, then if you look at the whole story, we started with a pre-industrial area wherein there was a lot of harmony, there was a lot of human interaction. Now we are ending up in an era where there is a need for human interaction because rest all will be done by robots. Yeah, rest all will be done by robots, possibly. And if as sir said, something else emerges, that's really good. But the recent study says that the speed with which AI is evolving, it's very dangerous because it is not allowing anything else to emerge. We never thought that AI will emerge so fast in the last 1.5 to 2 years. We expected that it will emerge to this spot in 5 to 10 years. Within 1.5 years, we are far, far ahead. I wouldn't say ahead, behind, whatever it is, but then we are, in a different spot than we expected. So the projected scenario is that in next few years, you will have a lot of robots to do a lot of things. What are humans supposed to do? Not scroll on Instagram and just, entertain yourself. Focus more on what is right for you. Focus more on human emotions. Focus more on what is the importance of spiritual perspective in the life. And AI is also saying the same thing. I'm not just saying this. AI is also saying the same thing. Yeah. And we have to understand how AI operates. It operates based on collective intelligence of so many people talking to it. That simply means there are so many people talking to AI in the same language that they want to focus more on self-actualization or self-realization part. Now let's see, with all these things, how does it impact our career? What are the major trends in the market right now? Now you can see some news here, Amazon's corporate workforce may shrink as AI takes over routine tasks. What will be automated with AI and what will not be is an important question that we have to answer. Recently, I keep interacting with startups because that's my job. I met a startup founder and I asked him, buddy, how things are going on, with AI coming in, how are you able to cope up with things and all? He said, I'm very happy. I said, what happened? I had a 50-member team, which is a sales team, and I have reduced it to 20-member team. I said, is that a good thing? He said, yes, because I only have to pay for 20 people. I said, what about 30? He said, they are all AI bots, which are working for me. And all this is a sales team. A sales team is a team which actually has to interact more with customers, etc., and understand their emotions. He said 50-member sales team he has reduced to 20 members. 30 members work is being done by bots. Now I said, explain, what does this mean? He said, typically you have to, he runs a kind of a call center. And he has to close on some deals many a times with the clients. So typically an operator does what? Picks up the phone, you know, sir, मैं इससे बात कर रही हूँ, मुझे आपसे ये बात करना था. This is typical protocol, right? You hear everyone, the moment you hear, you cut. That's a standard, standard that we follow right now. These are all standard protocols for sales. What happens is, once you receive the phone, there will be standard question. We have this product, and you are also eligible for a credit card. Would you want to go for it? Then there is a reasoning in terms of, if the customer says yes, what to offer. If customer says no, what to do. Then if customer says yes, offer him a scenario. If customer says no, then offer him another offer, which is much better for him. These are all structured ways of selling. What he told me is that out of 100 people I reach out to, 80 people don't turn out to be my customers. And all these 80 people are just juggling around these questions which are standard. I thought, why should I really employ humans for these standard questions? There are only 20 people who are going to be turning. And I know out of 100 people who are going to be those 20 people. He said, I have deployed 20 people to solve and convert those potential customers. Rest all is being held, operated by AI. And I said, great. Let me also hear to that. I just wanted to hear to that bot as to how does it sound. I started hearing and I realized you couldn't really distinguish whether it's a human being or an AI. It was such a beautiful response. That's where we are in. That's the kind of world we are in. What I'm trying to say here is any routine task. When I say routine task, it fits into a framework of if and then, right? That will be replaced. As simple as that. Any routine tasks that says, if I have to do this, it will be replaced. Be it today, tomorrow, in 2 years, or whatever is the case, the speed with which market is going, it will be replaced. There is no option for this. All logical tasks that your brain can do will be replaced. And as I mentioned, intelligent robots are the next thing. What will stay? What will stay is human skill. Human skill is a superpower right now. If you're able to think with first principles and solve problems, as sir rightly said, if you can't solve problems, then it's very difficult to survive in this industry today. If you can think from first principles and solve problems, then you will be able to survive in this. What are the human skills required? Like emotional intelligence, communication, social influence, how do you really influence others? These are the skills which are required today. I'll just give an example. Maybe as sir also comes from supply chain, I remembered one scenario. I was interviewing a person for supply chain, I think 3-4 years back. At that time also AI was prominent. That girl's role was that she comes to office in the morning. Her job is to track the number of trucks which are entering into the yard. Yeah? There are around 500 trucks which enter into the yard every day. And she has to find out what truck comes at what time, and then how many trucks have come for the day, and how does the whole data look like. So she has to create a report by end of the day, send it to a superior or customer, saying that, this is the status. Out of 500, I see that 30% trucks have not come on time. The rest all have come on time. Data analysis, right? At the end of the day, this is what we do typically, dashboard building and all. This is the, if you go to market today, these are the hot jobs. These were the hot jobs, I would say. These are the hot jobs as well. Pick some data, create an analytics, and create dashboard. This is what she was doing. Now I said, why should I not automate this? Ideally, if you are doing this, this is all an if-then scenario. There are standard rules for it. If you see these many number of trucks coming in, then you report saying that this is coming in. If you say these many are not coming on time, report that this is not coming in. So these are all the scenarios of if-then, simple logic. Yeah, a lot of repeatable tasks. This we call as rule-based systems. And all of this can be replaced with AI. What cannot be replaced with AI is that if you go and get into a scenario, what if, then what? I'll explain. If this girl figures out that on a daily basis, there are 30% trucks which are not entering on time. If this girl goes and discusses with the drivers to understand why are they not coming on time, figures out the reason for it, solves a problem with a technology like AI or blockchain or anything, and help the company to reduce this 30% to 20%, that job will stay. If you say that I just report all the data and show the problem to the world, that can be automated. If you say that I can solve this problem for the company and I can help companies save money or make money, those jobs will stay. That simply means for everything and anything that you do, you have to ask a question, why is this happening? Harish rightly mentioned that, right? So if you don't ask a question as to why is this happening, and if you just explain people as to this is what is happening, guys, you figure out what to do, then your job will be replaced. It's as simple as that. So most important thing today is that in the education system also, we need to develop more and more first principles thinking. Question everything that you see. Question anything and everything that you see, right? So AI replaces tasks, it doesn't replace jobs. Yeah, it replaces tasks. Make sure that you don't land in a job which is just a task. That is the most important thing. If you are just doing a task which is repeatable, and you can do it in your sleepy eyes also, that simply means it can be replaced. Yeah. If you're doing something which needs you to think every day, then that is something AI can't replace. So that simply means you have to be a problem solver now. Everyone who gets into college today has to be a problem solver. If you don't know how to solve a problem for your college, for your society, and for your organization, then yeah, you're a victim who can be replaced by AI. Where are we heading with all these things? There are a lot of predictions that we are going more towards something called gig economy or portfolio-based careers. With all these things coming into place, you will see a lot of jobs, all the roles in the industry will stay. But a percentage of them, on an average in the industry, 40 to 45% roles are having repetitive tasks. That means 40 to 45% of jobs in every department or team will get automated. Every department will exist, every team will exist, but that 40 to 45% of the tasks which are repetitive will get replaced by AI. What will happen with that? So you'll end up in a scenario tomorrow wherein you will get into gig economy. Today, US is already into it. And typically, whatever happens in US, 3 to 5 years, we get here. That's the scenario, right? US is already into it, and you can see that Gen Z is bringing the gig economy to corporate America. That's the news right now, right? So a lot of scenarios wherein people are trying to find multiple jobs at a time. They are operating on multiple jobs at a time. It's called portfolio career. You don't have one company, one job to define your career. You have 10 jobs to define your career. This is the projected future. I don't know whether it will happen or not, but a lot of leaders at global level are projecting that we are heading towards this kind of a career scenario in the coming days. Just the point is that, are we ready for it? Yeah. If that simply means that you should be able to solve problem for 10 different companies, and that simply means that you also have to be able to handle 10 different tasks or 10 different jobs at a time. Let's see how it goes, but this is a kind of projection that I'm seeing, which came to my circle of understanding. Now let's go to the second point, right? How do I choose career that suits me, not just what everyone else does? Typically, as sir said, not everyone should go for computer science engineering. Today, there are few engineering colleges which have 8 branches, 7 of them are related to computer science. One is electronics. Yeah, there's no mechanical, there is no civil, nothing. One computer science is divided into 7 branches, and out of 1,000 students, 700 are from computer science. That shows herd mentality. That means someone else is doing it, that's the reason I'm doing it. And it's typical in India because we are not an individualistic society, right? If you go to Europe, when I go to Germany and talk to people, they are not bothered about who does what. They are bothered about what am I capable of doing. Here we are bothered more about who does what. We are bothered about, whether my cousin is an engineer or not, then I have to be an engineer, right? Well, if my cousin is a doctor, I have to be a doctor. If my neighbor is an engineer, computer science engineer, I also have to be a computer science engineer. We are driven by others more than by our own selves. And we'll try to understand as to how to, look at it. So if you look at the shloka that here, I won't recite the shloka though fully, but the crux of the shloka here is, in the 3rd chapter, Lord Krishna says that it is better to discharge one's own prescribed duties. Swadharma. That simply means all of us have some kind of temperament. We'll try, we'll try to do an exercise with this in the next 2 minutes. All of us have some kind of temperament, and we have to identify what kind of temperament we have. And based on that temperament, align our careers accordingly. We shouldn't really be herds following someone somewhere. Rather, identify your temperaments. And let's see how do we do that. And also Lord Krishna says that performing one's own duty is better than engaging another's duties, even if it is full of faults. Even if it is full of faults, identify what is your temperament and try to align your work towards that employment. Shall we do an exercise now? If you guys have some pen and paper or mobile phone, anything works, just pull it out. Let's do an exercise. Okay? So, imagine that you live in a locality where the main street light near your home has stopped working for a few days. Okay? It's causing darkness in night, making it unsafe for children and elderly people. Are you able to relate to this problem? Many times it happens. I don't know, Bangalore, it might not happen frequently, but then yeah, in villages and all, it happens. There are 4 options that you have. Pick that option which you feel that resonates most with you. That simply means that if I do this, I'll feel good. I know you can do all the 4 that you read in the chart here, but you have to pick that option after doing which you feel good. Yeah, this is what is naturally, this is what is my natural inclination. Option 1, you help in a way, in any way needed, that is spreading the word, assisting someone in organizing the action, or physically helping the electrician fix the issue. That means you want to somehow fix that issue there. Go and do something on the ground and fix the problem then and there. You're not bothered about anything else. Option 1. Option 2, you contact a local electrician, offer to pay for a temporary fix, and ask neighbors to chip in. Yeah, you also ask others also to chip in, and you say that you also explore if you can get a subsidy for a private solar light. You're trying to explore other options also. You're not going and fixing the problem there, but you want to engage others. You want to also, you're ready to pay for a temporary fix. Whatever works, and I engage more and more people there. If you resonate with option 2, just keep in mind, just pick the number in your mind or in your mobile phone as to what option fits right, and we will try to analyze that. Okay? Option 3, you immediately bring all the neighbors and create a WhatsApp group and push for action. What is this government doing here? Yeah? Unnecessary, they are trying to create a problem here, and they have taken our votes and they are not supporting us. You actually call for a local corporator, you immediately call the local corporator and you demand a fix there. Yeah? And even if it is needed, you organize a peaceful protest also. It's possible, right? Some people do that, correct? The 4th option, you analyze the situation calmly and say, okay, yeah, this has happened. What should we do? You reflect on the root cause, write a detailed email to the municipality with suggestions, and you may even explore, solar streetlight alternatives. You kind of do a detailed study on all these things. Which option resonates most with you? Just take one of them. Just take one of them, make a note of it. We will see where does it fit. Okay? Are we good? Should we go to the next one? Okay. The next exercise. You're a part of a college fest. Okay? If you are not in college, you can consider that you are part of some community fest, for example. A famous singer is coming, but the stage is incomplete. The lights are delayed and the team is panicking. It's just 2 hours for the show time. Your options. Option number 1, you jump into action. Immediately assign tasks, push the vendors to speed up, take control of the situation. You motivate others also around you, and take responsibility of the outcome. This is one option you have. Option 2, you stay calm, assess what's not working. Something is wrong, what's not working, you start thinking about it and suggest a revised or realistic plan. You say, okay, now 2 hours you can't do anything. Let's do a recalculation and figure out what can we do. And then the option 3 is, immediately you roll up your sleeves and help whatever is needed. I'll go to the stage and fix whatever is required. I'll sit with the respective lights guys as well as, all the sound guys and try to fix it then and there. I won't get into anything else. I want results then and there. Option 4, you quickly negotiate with a backup vendor for lights. Immediately you call a backup vendor and say, guys, I need a support here. And also, you also manage funds, arrange for resources in a short notice. These are the 4 options. Are you able to pick one here? Yes? Are we clear? You have picked one option in the previous one, then another one in the second one. Last one. Your relative wants to start a new organic farming business. Okay? And it's pitching, he's pitching the idea at a family gathering. Some people support it, others think it is very risky. You have 4 options again. Option 1, you evaluate the business opportunity, calculate the margins, and suggest a way to improve the profitability. That simply means you become, you somehow go and tell him, this is what you should be doing, and this is the right way, this is the wrong way. All these things you try to explain him. Option 2 is you offer to help with setup, packaging, or even, volunteering on weekends. You want to be part of the journey in some or the other way with him. If you don't follow, just raise your hand, okay? The third option you have is you analyze the feasibility and do a market study for him. You are starting a business. Let me understand, can you really make profit out of it or not? Let me understand, do you get right customers or not? You do a little bit of research. You also give honest feedback as to what will work and what will not work, right? The fourth option you have is you defend your cousin's right. Whatever he wants to do, let him do. I don't care. I will support you. You are my cousin. That's it. You boldly back him and you motivate him to follow his passion. That's it. Rest all things you are not bothered. Whether he's selling cakes or he's selling, pens, you're not bothered. You just want to follow him because, you support him, I would say. Are you able to pick one option out of this? Yes? So you remember first, second, third option. We'll try to see where does this fit. Just try to see, there are 4 roles in any organization. Yeah, executor, investor, governor, and advisor. There are 4 roles that we have. And try to see if you have picked option 2 in the first problem that we have seen, first exercise that we have seen, then you have to write in front of it, that is investor. Okay? If you have picked first option in the problem 1, then you have to write in front of it executor. Just write it. I'll tell you what comes out later. Okay? Are we done? Likewise, you have to write governor. If you have picked option 3, you have to write governor. If you have picked option 4, you have to write advisor. Are we done? Clear? Okay. Next, in the problem 2, similar way. If you have picked option 1, write governor. Right? If you have picked option 3, write executor. Yeah? Just try to map whatever is there in front of the option that you have chosen. Okay? Just you have to look at the option in the problem 2 and write the respective role, whatever you see in the right side here. Whatever you see in the right side here, just write that role. You have already written for number 1, number 2, write it. Are we through? Yeah? For the third question, again, same thing. Look at the option that you have chosen and write the role that comes in front of it. Are you able to pick it? Third question, whatever option that you have picked, what role it corresponds to. Okay, now tell me, are you able to see out of 3, there are 2 common roles that you see? All the 3, sir is perfect. At least 2 common roles are you able to see? Yes? How many of you are able to see 2 common roles? Yes, very nice, that's nice. Yeah? I'll explain you what are these roles. Any organization has these 4 roles. Yeah? Advisor role actually gives wisdom. That means they provide direction, guidance, etc. If you are, for example, if you are planning an event in the college, you write blogs for the for the event, you tutor the peers, you do research, you do public speaking, etc. Right? So advisor role is more of a topic of wisdom. You try to give more and more wisdom. If you have found that out of 3, 2 of them are falling in advisor, you should look at careers like researcher. You should look at careers like professor. You should look at careers like policy think tank, scientist, writer. If you don't fall in this, don't get in here. That is important, right? That's where you have to align your temperament. If your temperament is not aligned, you will end up getting frustrated in your job. The next thing, if you have seen, investor is whom? A person who wants to create wealth. I meet a lot of startup founders. I ask them, what change do you want to make? I also meet, some startups which are social cause oriented, some startups which are business oriented. Pure play, I see a difference. Social cause oriented startups, they just want to make difference in the world. They are not bothered about money. Other business startups, they are only bothered about money, nothing else. They are not bothered about any change. They just want someone to, look at them, increase the valuation of the startup, sell it off, make money for self, make money for their employees because they have given something called ESOPs, employee stock options, make money for the employees as well, and then become a investor again. This is typical investor mentality. If you just want to make money, that's it, right? So what do? Nothing wrong with it, right? So what do? They create resources for self as well as they create resources for others. In case of college event, for example, if you are more oriented towards, running school canteens, you are more oriented towards budgeting, you are more oriented towards selling handmade goods, etc. If your inclination is more towards that, then you should actually try to be some, entrepreneur somewhere. You should try some startup there because you have investor mindset. You have investors temperament. You should try to be get into product management. I see, a lot of freshers who come to me also. Everyone wants to be in product management. I said, why do you want to be in product management? Because it's in demand. Do you have temperament for it? No. Just want to be in product management. If you have an investor's mindset, then only you can be in product management. Like sales, for example, business development. All these things need a mindset which says, make more money, that's it. Nothing else, no other thing, just make more money. If you are running a startup and if you are seeing that your startup is not making money, that means you are not an investor. Somewhere there is a missing link. Your temperament is not matching. Your temperament is not matching. You are not making money. You are creating a lot of impact. Maybe you are an advisor. Your temperament is to help people. Your temperament is to teach people. Everything is correct, but you can't make money. Then the third thing is governor. There are a lot of people who are required to govern the whole show. That means they care for people and justice. I gave example, right? If your cousin wants to start something, if your relative wants to start something, a person who is a governor will say, I somehow want to support, I don't care, right? They care for their people, they care for their values and morals that people carry, and then ethics, law, all these are the qualities of a governor. If you like in a college event, if you like organizing events, or if you like team captain roles, etc., then you should get into this space. This is a classic temperament which is good for administrative services. Go for LLB kind of a role. Go for civil roles, civil servant roles. Get into politics. You can also look at IAS, IES, administrative services. You are good at administration. Okay. The fourth one is executor. We find most people here because somehow we are trained in a way that we get into executor mode a lot. Executors just want things to be done. That's it. They want things to be done on the ground. Nothing else bothers them. They are not bothered about others. They are not bothered about anything else. They just want something is broken. I want to fix it. That's it. I see a lot of friends of mine when we go and see some, I keep going to electronic fairs, etc. They are more bothered about how that thing works. They are not bothered about how that thing makes money. Some people are not bothered about how things work. They are bothered about how things make money. So it's all temperament. You have to identify what is your temperament and accordingly align. So if you are into executor mindset where you feel, I just want to make things work, then get into space like UX designer, engineer. Engineer is a classic example of executor, right? You can become artist. You can also become musician, lab assistant. A lot of options are there for executors. The message is simple. Identify what is right for you, right? And then accordingly find your Swadharma. That is what we call it as Swadharma. So I'll just give you a 3S framework and close this here because we already run out of time right now. this last point has answers in terms of what are we supposed to do with all these things in place. First thing I would suggest, or first thing I would like to say is in a job, as Harish also rightly mentioned that, job fills your wallet, but career fulfills your life. We're talking about 30, 35 years of career, and you can't really, take up any job for that matter and keep cribbing at the end of the day saying that, somehow I feel dissatisfied. Sir, mentioned it very nicely, being a teacher. If you have a temperament to be a teacher, you should be a teacher. It doesn't matter. Because that happiness matters more than the money. At the end of the day, after some amount of money, rest all has to go and get invested somewhere in some place and someone, right? Whatever money that you put in bank, right? So money has its own limit in terms of utility. What you need to look at is the satisfaction that you get. And what is the symptom of this? Typically, if you are aligned with your Swadharma, you feel fulfilled by end of the day, and more work generates more energy. Now we hear, right? So Prime Minister Modi works for almost like 20 hours a day, just sleeps for 2 to 3 hours, etc. How can a person with 70 plus years of age can operate like that? Or there are a lot of people like that. Even in temple, we see a lot of people can actually sing kirtans for hours together. Why? Because that is, once you follow your Swadharma, you actually align your frequency with the frequency of this universe. It gives you more energy. More you do that, more you feel like doing it. That is the symptom that you see when you are able to align yourself to the right temperament that you have. If you are not getting that, that means something is wrong somewhere, right? So 3 S points that I want to make here. First thing is align the working domain with your natural temperament. That's most important. We just covered 3 questions. Actually, you need to go through at least some 50 questions, then assess as to what is right for you. And then second thing is skills. Today, it's a fast moving world. You can't say that I learned some skill 10 years back or 5 years back and I'll sustain with it for next 5 years. It won't happen. What we need to learn is learn fast. Whatever comes in market, how do I learn fast? In next 3 months, how can I really learn AI or whatever comes in? I don't know. Maybe next year we'll have something else, possibly quantum computing. Yeah, whatever will come. How do we learn fast and solve smart? That's more important. With all this learning, if you can't solve someone's problem, then all your learning is of no use. Yeah, it's complete waste. If you can't solve someone's problem today, you are irrelevant in the market. So that attitude to solve some problem is more important. And the third thing is, if you can't do both, right? Many times it's very difficult. Although I want to be a teacher, I can't be one because I'm bound by circumstances that I have to be something. Although I want to learn something new, I can't learn because I don't know the basics of the technology, etc. What can you do? Then third thing is service. Serve the society by solving some problem in your Swadharma area in some or the other form. That will at least keep you happy, right? That will at least keep you happy. If you are a musician and you like music to the core, and somehow you feel that you want to do something to the society with music, after you work out somehow find some time to spend some time in music and solve a problem for people. Just don't sit and sing at home. Solve a problem for people. Because at the end of the day, if you solve a problem, then it helps you build confidence and authority in your Swadharma. If you do it by yourself, it may help you, satisfy your fulfillment need, but it doesn't build confidence because we are in an economy which is more driven by peer feedback. Whatever good I have done, all depends on the number of likes I get on Instagram or Facebook. Yeah, that is an equation that we have today. However good it is, it doesn't matter. The number of people like that post, that matters more than what I feel is right. So in such cases, you have to be more visible. You have to go out and try to perform in some concerts, do something about it. Or if you're good in sports, in some other way, solve a problem for people with your skill. Yeah? And then once you build this confidence and authority, you'll be able to balance both. One thing is passion, another thing is profession. Profession need not be always aligned with passion, it depends. Although we say many times that you have to align everything to passion, it's not practicable. Let's be clear with that. It's not practicable sometimes because you don't have enough opportunities out there if you are, I just remember of a story. I had a friend who was a Sanskrit scholar. He did his PhD in Sanskrit, and he was saying that, I was passionate about Sanskrit and I don't get a job now. What will I do? Right? He started working in an IT company later. Where is Sanskrit and where is IT company? Right? So at the end of the day, but what did he do? In the evenings, he used to take Sanskrit classes. That satisfied and give him a fulfillment of being into the space of Sanskrit. On the other side, for his living, he was doing a job. So it all depends on the circumstances, right? You can't just say that pure play passion will give me something to live. You have to balance it out in a way that your passion also doesn't die. It also serves the society in some way. And you also get enough money for your survival. That is also important. Yeah. So with that note, we have crossed much of a time, but then if you have any questions for sir, and we can just Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Ganesh Bhai Prabhu. So we are almost at the end of the program. I hope you all had good, insightful information to help you all take more, relevant and responsible decisions for your own careers. So I would like to invite few questions if you have, maybe 2 questions, or we can actually take questions while you're having lunch prasadam also. Any takers for questions now?
Hare Krishna. First of
Hare
all,
Krishna.
thank you so much for this opportunity as a parent to get a lot of valuable advices for our kid. I have a question. Actually, now he is in grade 8. I don't know whether it is, I knew that it is correct for him to select the session and all. But I don't know how to teach him the importance of earning money and how to survive in life with peace of mind. As a parent, even I don't know how to teach him, because he's asking me, Amma, I need money to live happily, to satisfy my desires and all. But what I am thinking is how to teach him in this real world to attain Krishna's consciousness. We need to serve people. I don't know how to teach him exact value of life. That confusion is there as a parent.
No. I
Thank
think
you so much for the question.
It looks to be a very
Sir.
philosophical question. Let us not worry too much and confuse him too much also, because he is still a child. Okay, so I think as a parent, your role could be to say that right path, righteous path of what he has to follow. Let him go with Saraswati, Lakshmi will automatically come. And that's the only message I can give. Let him do the work he's supposed to do in the education or whatever it is. Money will follow.
Thank you so much, sir. I hope you got the right answer. And yeah, sir is an expert in the field, so yeah, please, Saraswati, let's give him Saraswati, Lakshmi will automatically follow.
That's what. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anybody else? Any other questions? Okay, seems like the session was quite impactful. No questions? Okay, there is one.
My name is Aniket and currently studying in 2nd PU. And I have chosen a career path like based on chemistry, it's metallurgy. So I wanted to ask mainly the experts about what opportunities will I get and what sort of chances and what sort of career will go ahead for me. And I want to know that because it's not oriented to computers or anything like that. So I want to know what will be the opportunities for me and what are the chances.
Okay, I think you're one person or in a different path altogether already. So have won the race of what you're supposed to do it. Because this is one field generally we feel, in PCM, you ask anybody, chemistry is not interest for many people. Okay, physics and maths are interesting, but let me tell you, we have very good chemistry in our college as well as chemical engineering in our college. I think that path is the most needed one now. Like, see, you talk about any sustainable development goals, or could be any nanotechnology, any metal characterization. It could be on water, energy. All those are the areas which are looking for sustainability. Whole world is looking for that today. You're on the right path. Maybe this is totally a field of experimentation. Okay, even though a lot of softwares are made use of, I think your brain work would be much more identifying the newer material. For example, they are using lithium ion for a battery. So can you come out with graphene as a good material? Or sodium related oxides can you come out with? So there are a lot of metal research areas to be worked with it. You can ask him, I think Mercedes-Benz is working on a lot of such things actually. So that is one path you can try to follow. Other one is sustainability. It could be in terms of water or whatever it is. See, I don't think anything is there in this world without chemistry. I think that's my fundamental thing. Whole of your body is chemistry only. Okay, so in that way I've selected the right path. In the next 50 years, that's what people are looking for. So you can look into metal research. And another important thing is hydrogen and green energy, what people are looking for. There are very less people in the country who are working on this. Is the right path. You can come to me sometimes, we'll show all the things what interests you. And there's a good path what you have followed. Don't worry about your friends, what they have taken. Okay, that's a good path.
Thank you, sir. And
Thank you so
just
much, sir.
adding to the question,
Hello.
I wanted to ask Ganesh Pai sir about
Hello,
how the
hello, hello.
industry in metallurgy or
Hello.
chemical background is. I needed some insights for that.
Oh, good. So before Ganesh comes here, like I found one person with the passion which I had. Okay, so I'm thoroughly material scientist throughout, from IIT Bombay. So what you have has everything. So now recently you have seen the people coming from the space to the down. Lot of. Do you think like okay, is it easy for some vehicle to sustain the thousands of degree temperature? These all are the paints which you put it on the alloys which you create, even from space science to the medical science. Now everything doctor is capable to change it. Your bones will be removed and they will say this is ceramic, this is alloy, this will not interact with you. So I think you are in the one of the best field. And anything and everywhere the material scientist is required. And even though you move to the IT world like me in 25 years from metallurgy to the hardcore IT industry, you are able to make the changes there. Okay, so focus there only. Don't think too much. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm giving back to Ganesh.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Sanjay Prabhu. So, absolutely, being in a core field is necessary because if you look at the scenario today, what gets valued is core research. If you're able to find something new, a new material, that's the best thing. But what is an entry point for industry? Add a technology layer to your basics. That is more important. Right? Today, if you look at it, quantum materials is a new topic. Just don't focus on what is taught to you in the in the textbooks, because that is traditional science. That has to be there as your basics. What is contemporary, what is running in the industry today is technology. How can I use technology to leverage the basics that come out of metallurgy to create applications for people? That's what matters for industry if you want to be in industry. If you want to be in research, go to IISc, figure out, you'll get a very good scenario there. And there are a lot of material scientists who can help you discover new materials. But there are I would say, there is a very less percentage of people who actually are in research, although there is a huge investment that is coming in from government. There is 1 lakh crore investment which has come out of government right now, or committed investment by ANRF. It is Anusandhan Research Fund. How will it turn up? We don't know. But as on today, what I can suggest is add a layer of technology on top of it. Just don't depend on basics of your science. That won't pay you. Yeah, that will give you satisfaction. That will help you do research. A layer of technology on top of it certainly will help you. Connect both so that you're able to create a story for the world. Yeah.
Thank you, experts. This was of a great help. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for that great question. Thank you. Okay, we have one more question there.
I have a question like who are interested in architectural or interior design. So for those people, what are the study path they can consider to study either any degrees, and what are the career opportunities for them once they are done it? That is my.
Okay. Uh, as you know, architecture is 5 years. And let me tell you, first of all, a person who is going to take that should have a passion of, it could be a drawing or a design, because without that, we cannot work in that field at all. It's totally design, the imagination, the visualization. Try to find out if a student has that kind of a thing, attitude, then you can take. In fact, this may be one of the fields where mathematics is little bit less. Architecture, they don't consider as engineering at all, they consider as arts in many places. So, but I feel that it is a long duration. As far as the job is concerned, again, it will take a little bit more time for them to settle. But when once they become a good architect, they make a lot of money than a civil engineer in the market. So in that way, there are a lot of potential and there are a lot of innovation needed in this area. Try find out that quotient if it is there, because their exam would be 12 hours. It will be 6 hours, 24 hours exams are there. So they need a lot of persistence, the perseverance, the hard work kind of a thing should be there. If she has all such characteristics, you can definitely go into that field.
So I'm good at drawing, but I basically don't draw like architecture. I draw like anatomy or landscape, that kind of thing. So what do you think about?
You can see, as long as you have a passion inside, that's more than sufficient. All the other things will be taught year after year. Okay, by the time you complete one exam will be there for you, design an airport for Bangalore. I think there will be one question for 24 hours. So that's the way it is. I am sure if I got a passion, please go ahead. Not have to worry about it. I think there are ways of teaching that. You can learn through architects, learn through studies, learn through, in fact, architecture is one of the branches we find that there is no closed book examinations. Many are open book in nature. Unlike engineering, where a lot of closed circuit exam is there it is very open in nature. So in that way, you can take that, and I hope you have a passion first. If you have that, please proceed. Don't worry about anything else. People are there to teach you. Okay?
Thank you so much, sir. I think that's all we have time for questions today. So thank you everyone for participating in this. We have a QR code that is projected on the screen. This is meant for providing feedback for the current for the session that you all have attended today. So you can probably scan it, and those who are not able to scan it, there is a hard copy of the QR code also present. You can scan it and provide feedback. Feedback is really, really important for us to improve on our programs, and you have suggestions, please feel free to give us so that we can implement on them in the coming programs. Now, before we wrap up, please take your time to provide feedback. And before we wrap up, I'd like to present a vote of thanks to our Spandana team who's present here. Thank you so much for arranging this program. It was very insightful. Team Spandana.
Hare Krishna. So thank you all for taking advantage of this program, and we as a team here, Ambika. Okay, so we'll just call out our names.
Hare Krishna. So my name is Arjun Ramchandra. Hare Krishna. So my name is Arjun Ramachandra. I work as a faculty in the Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore. So we had a lot of discussion about IITs and IISc, but I would like to complete the loop by saying that IIM is also there in the picture, but it will show up. It will show up much later in your child's career trajectory. Typically after engineering, 2-3 years of work ex, and then they come to IIM. So in case you want to know a little more details about IIM, I'll be here afterwards. I'll be happy to interact with all of you. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. My name is Ambika. I work as a content development and content delivery team lead in Harmonix. And I think this was a very insightful session. Thank you, Subramaniam sir. Thank you, all the dignitaries. I'm sure parents would have benefited, also the students. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. My name is Srinath. So I am working in HCL as a software engineer currently. So I will also appreciate all of you taking your time coming for attending this session. So I'd like to thank all the speakers. So very nicely they arranged. So they planned for the program. So definitely I would think that it really helped you somewhere other way. So hopefully. And thank you for coming.
My name is Prabhakar. I was chief engineer in Bangalore City Corporation. So I'm one of the member in Spandana.
So my name is Shamesh Amarnath. I'm also from RV College of Engineering, passed out in 1993. So we are here as a team to reach out your queries, further questions, future support and things like that. So Prabhuji has created a WhatsApp group. So we'll publish our names and phone numbers on the WhatsApp group. You have any queries on personally that you want to get it answered, grooming or one-on-one sessions. So whatever it may be, you're free to connect with us. And in case we are not able to give you answers to your needs, we will in turn redirect our questions to, we have our dear friend Subramaniam sir here, who can also guide us and assist us to connect to the right industry perspective and also, do the needful for you in your future endeavors. Okay. So thank you all so much. We have wonderful lunch prasadam for all of you. You should have them sumptuously. And finally, I want to thank our Master of Ceremonies, the coordinator. Her name is Sapna Mataji. She does a wonderful job. So she was patiently, running through the schedules, introducing, doing all these things. So I want to personally thank her also. And I also thank our chief guest today. He is a busy person. He has taken his time, given his the best of the experience that he has collected over years to present it here. So a special thanks to him also. Okay. So we have some information that Subramanian sir has been not feeling well. Still, he made himself available to speak for the benefit of all of you. Thank you so much.